Hello. Right, man. I've just got a banging headache. Right, let me just get the chat up. If I can find it. There we go. I'm talking now. I'm here. I was just eating chocolate spread and toast, as you do. So, might be noisy. I've just come out for a fag. Can you hear me now, PV? Should be able to hear me now. Right, let me have a look where we're at. Yeah, I'm here. So, everyone's been missing, yeah. Well, my mother-in-law's been ill, and the missus has been off work. So I thought it would be unfair, me disappearing for hours at a time, when she's not too ticky. Well, her mum's not too ticky. But there you go. So, who's on? We've got Levi, Exclusive Reef, Woody, and PB. Up to yet. I know it's early for the Americans, or the Australians, if there's any. But good. Right, someone needs to jump on so they can talk to me, because I don't like talking on my own. Ooh, I went to Telford. Some of the stuff there's amazing. And some stuff is just completely ripped off by other products. This wind's picking up. Ah, narcosis, isn't it? Yeah, give me 2 seconds, narcosis. I'm just having a cigarette.
Good day, mate.
Oh, you there?
Good day, mate.
Are you all right, fella?
Yes.
What are you doing? Dog's rubbing a bed on me. Stop it. You got an itch? Oh, I'll scratch your feet 1 minute. Yeah. There you go. Dog's got an itch. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I want to talk about water flow today.
You did that the other day, didn't you?
Nah. Yeah, but I haven't got set on what I'm gonna keep my water flow at. I keep switching it, and my corals are taking a beating.
My flow is really low. Always has been. And my corals thrive with it.
How low? How low do you got your J-Bo set on?
Right, I've got an 8 and I've got a 4 on a 4-foot tank.
So you got an 8, you got a 4, okay.
Right, the 8 is set at 4, so halfway.
Okay.
Yeah, and the 4 is set on 1.
And you got it on what setting?
I've got it on W1.
W1, the pulsing?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'm just trying to run my flow a little too high. I don't know.
Yeah,
Try to blast them, I guess.
Well, I did. I did that narcosis for about 2 years. Do you know, like, I always got told that SPS need blasting.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then it came to it, and I was having big chats with Nick and all that, and he was like, "Well, you don't need to blast your corals." And we went for a big talk. We must have been talking for about 2 or 3 hours. You know, about flow. Yeah. We were saying, like, he was saying like when you look in the sea and all that, yeah, every now and then they have like massive tides coming in, smashing them, this, that, and the other. But it damages the corals at the time. He said, but any other time it's a really steady, nice flow, over them.
Yep.
He says when you see documentaries, you never see them being battered. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
since I changed it, that's when I got all my growth. I never used to get growth up. I used to get basing, but I never used to get growth. So the corals obviously going, well, I can't grow because I'm getting battered, so I'll base. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But since I did change it, that's when it all started growing upwards. So, yeah, definitely low flow. What they call it, low flow, and it gives you high impact. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the way I think you should do it. Well, that's my opinion anyway. It's working for me. Do you know what I mean? Since I've been doing that, all my euphyllias, they grow that much. I'm constantly fragging them. Like the purple tipped frog spawn I've got, that's been fragged 11 times. And that it's massive again.
The only thing with mine is that I have that gyre.
Yeah.
So like, even they got the gyre 250. Even if I put it on like 30, it's still going like pretty high,
Well, one of them. Why don't you can twist it? Why don't you twist one so it's like pouncing the water at the top? So you're getting so you're breaking your water and get the other one, face it down, but just do it low. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Or you've got you've got a gyre on one side. Why not put like a mini jabo on the other side, like I've done? I don't need that other one on the other side, but it's there just like direct the flow from like it basically bounces off the other one to stop it smashing everything.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. On the left side, I have the SW8, which is the same as your RW8 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then on the right side is like more like negative dead space, and I have the gyre on that side.
Got you.
And for some reason, like when I just used to use like 2 Jabos or an RW or, just some normal like high doors on some timers and stuff, like I could get like my corals to grow a lot better with those for some reason than I can with the gyre. The gyre is just like boom, 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 wow, 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 and it just won't stop.
I used to have the idols. I used to have a pair of them, with the one on, one off. Yeah. I could hear the click. Did you get that clicking noise?
No, I can't hear no click. I can't even hear it run.
Yeah. Well, like I said, mine's in my living room. If I was at night time, if I was watching a film, I could hear it. Like when it was from one to another, I could hear a click. Like,
I hear it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because you could hear him clicking. That was it. Then I packed him up and sold him. I thought, not a chance.
Well,
I've always wanted to have like an MP40 and something like that, but I've always gone to myself, hang on a minute, why? This is working absolutely perfect, these. Why change something that's working?
You know
what I mean?
Yeah. If anything, I would get some like WP like 25s that are like really small and just put them on the back wall, just pulsing towards the front. Just to like kind of keep, things rolling,
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't get any bigger pumps. I mean, if everything's growing, everything's doing well, I'd get like smaller ones that are just moving water from out of your dead spot,
Yeah, let me just jump back on this chat because I don't want to be ignorant with people. I'm sorry if people have asked anything, but I was being ignorant.
I guess Aaron's Aquarium's in here.
I can tell you, Dave.
Dave said, "Good morning, UK."
Yeah. Let me just get the link in so everyone can have a link.
Yeah, Dave already put one up.
Also, he's got it. Nice one.
Yeah, Dave put one up. Psychedelic Babe put one up for Aaron's Aquarium. I'm trying to get him in here.
Right, no worries. Hello, Michael.
Come on, Michael. Come in here and talk about flow with us. I'm trying to get the flow started because I believe flow is the most important thing in your reef.
No, I totally agree with you. If there's anything that I think a reef tank needs more than anything is decent lighting. You can see my reflection in that, but there you go. Yeah, it's decent lighting, decent floor. Salinity's got to be perfect, temperature and KH. As long as you get them perfect, you're laughing. Oh,
Yep.
have you seen that new Senai that they're bringing out?
No, I have not. They're bringing out a new one?
Well, listen to this. They're bringing out a new one, and it's got a KH monitor built into it. Oh.
Is it a Senai or is it the...
No, it's a Senai. What they've done, they took the ammonia. Do you know, like at the minute it monitors ammonia?
Yep.
They're going to take the ammonia off it, and they're going to change it to KH. It monitors your KH every 30 minutes.
Oh, that's nice. For some reason, everybody found out how to make the KH monitor, so it's going around.
But listen to this. It's going to be less than 100 English pounds.
How much?
Less than £100.
So it's going to be like $150.
That's $130. £100, $130.
I don't know if that's going to be true, if that price is going to stay.
No, well, I was speaking to I hope so, because I was speaking to the bloke that invented it, so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but how much is the Senai now? The Senai now is $200 here.
Well, over here it's not. Over here, the Senai is 89 quid. So just over $100. Well, think of it this way, right? You could actually buy one from over here, get it shipped to you for less than you can buy it over there. So why not do that? Didn't think of that, did you?
Yeah, I mean, it probably still costs about the same, maybe.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it's 189 quid is $117.
89 quid is 117. There you go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I know that they're more expensive
for
now.
20 bucks. 20, 30 bucks.
Oh, Michael said it's 129 quid. See, that's weird, Michael, because when I spoke to him, he told me it was going to be less than 100 quid. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, because the Senai Reef is only 100 quid. That's what I said to him. So,
how do you make that little quid sign on the keyboard?
I did this the other day. You've got to press 3 buttons. Who did I do it for? I think I did it for Seymour. I told him how to do it.
Isn't that kind of weird? So that we got to ask you a silly question like that?
Yeah, Seymour's in. Hello, Seymour. Yeah. Like I said, Michael was at Telford and all. And I think he's got the same as me. That's Senai. To me, it's definitely a little game changer. Do you know for the price it's going to be?
Oh, Michael just trolled you. He just trolled you, Paul. So he told us the price at the same time, 129 quid, same as the Senai Reef. What you talking about, fool?
Oh, I mustn't have heard. You know what? I mustn't have heard the price, but the Senai Reef, it's 100 quid. In fact, I went online and priced it. Yeah, they're 100 quid, isn't it?
What's up, Simo?
I think the retail.
What's up, guys?
I think the recommended retail price must be 129 quid. But obviously, some people do cheaper.
199 here.
Yeah. Well, would you buy it, Seymour? Would you buy it with KH built into it?
The Senai
KH monitor. Yeah.
A Senai with K. Yeah, I mean, anyone. I would really get. I don't know which one yet, but I would any one of these KH monitors. I don't think I'm gonna be the first to jump on because just I've been having too many equipment issues to be like, But yeah, I'm definitely getting one when it's time. I don't know if it's the Neptune or the GHL, but yeah, I'll definitely get one.
Well, what I'm saying, Seymour, next year, Senai are bringing out the monitor. It's going to have temperature built into it. It's going to have KH. It's going to have pH, and it's going to have the light sensor. All for a recommended retail price of £129.
What? That's less than the current Senai now. Wait. Hold on. Where did you? Can you give me that story? Because £129.
Well, that's the recommended retail price. Like at the minute, over here, you can buy a Senai for £89. You know what I mean?
Senai here is 1 So the Senai overall is more expensive here because 89 pounds to US dollars is about $117 at the current exchange rate. Senai here, you're talking about just the Senai, not the web server and stuff, just the Senai itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on current exchange rate, it should be 117, but it's 199 here.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying to her. Now, of course, a minute ago, it'd be cheaper to buy it over here and get it shipped over. Bloody hell, Seymour. You transfer me the money, I'll buy it and ship it to you. Do you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. It's probably, you shipping it to me is probably going to be, I'll still come out ahead even if I, even the cost of ship.
Exactly.
So when we was at Telford, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean,
when we was at Telford, both you and I was talking to Matt, and Matt told us that it'd be 129, same as the Senai Reef is at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Obviously, the Senai
when
Reef,
he told me the same price.
Yeah, the recommended retail price for a Senai Reef
Yeah.
is 129. It might be cheaper in some places now,
Right.
but the recommended retail price is 129, so that's what it'll be when it comes out. It'll basically work on the same.
So I went online.
What?
Yeah, I went online, Michael, when we were there, and everywhere there was 99 quid at the minute. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going off like same price, 100 quid.
Yeah, but that's
You know
nowadays price. That's not the retail price. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you're saying with retail price. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
the prices dropped there because the price is the same here. Let's the MSRP 199.
It just depends on who's selling it. Some people drop the price when they're not supposed to. You know what I mean?
Here, the manufacturers keep strict controls on the price of things. Like you never see Ecotech stuff is the standard price, and when it's on sale, everybody has it on sale. Like there's no difference in the price. So
yeah, you're not allowed to do that here. It's illegal. You've got an MSRP, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
We've got an RRP, which is recommended retail price. They can only recommend a retail price here. They can't force one. So people can drop the price if they want to. Obviously, if they do, then the retailer will stop them from selling in the end. But if they buy a big load in, they can crash the price in this country because there isn't with your MSRP, the companies can say, right, this is the price and you cannot go any lower, and they can't. But in this country, we don't have that, and that's one of the big factors as to why the online side of things in this country is so frowned upon, because everybody does each other. Everybody does each other over by undercutting each other, and then they undercut each other so far that obviously us as hobbyists, it's wicked because we get something for dead cheap, but they kill the product by marking it down so much. So that's why online in this country is so so frowned upon, because of the way some people act. But yeah, the Matt said that the price was going to be 129, same as the Senai Reef at the moment retail price. So if you think about it, for a KH monitor, obviously it's not a dose or anything like that, it's just a monitor. If you can on a day-by-day basis follow the trends of your KH, because obviously say for example you might have bit of a KH swing throughout the day. So say for example, I don't know, at night for example you might have a bit of a KH dip at night or whatever else, then you can track it on your Senai. And then if you're dosing Triton or something like that, you can dose your Triton at times where it's most required, when your corals are most consuming and stuff like that, and really, target your dosing for just optimal times. For me, the Senai was one of the big products of that show, really big product of that show, because it's another game changer. There's a few game changers that have hit us over the past couple of months, but that one is another one where it's affordable. You know, obviously you've got the KH Guardian, you've got GHL, KH controller and everything else, but they're expensive because they're also, you know, controllers as well. Whereas this is just a monitor and it does your KH, I think it does your pH as well.
Ammonia. I love it for ammonia. I leave it in the tank. My Senai now, I leave it in the tank when I go on vacation because I can tell when something dies because you'll see an ammonia spike. So I leave it. And
yeah, they've removed that off it. Oh, the new one.
They removed that?
Yeah, they took the ammonia off. They've took the ammonia off and replaced it with KH. Ammonia is one of those. Once you've gone through a cycle, it's not really something that needs to be drastically watched. You know what I mean? It's nice to know, but it's not something that, you know, drastically needs to be watched all the time. It's not you know, a massive necessity. You can just get a cheap test kit and just check it.
Understand.
You know?
So
I felt better when, you know,
are they going to sell both?
2
or
weeks.
only one?
Yeah. No, they brought some. Michael, tell them about the newer products he's got. I know the light one.
The spectral one. The spectral one was wicked as well. Like obviously, Senai's at the moment have a like a par and per and lux reader in them, so you can check your power and all that lot. And obviously, as BRS have shown, it's a good power reader. Well, they brought out a Senai which is specifically for light. Light spectrum. So you can see, you know, what spectrum your light is putting out, and they also are going to build up a bit of a database where they will have like a database of what each individual coral requires. So say for example a tennis acro, they will put on your screen, there'll be like a black line. So like like hills and valleys, there'll be a black line, and then that will represent what that acro requires spectrum wise. So then you can put your Senai in the water, you know, near the acro, and have a look and check to see whether that spectrum of light matches that black line. And if it does, you know that that acro is getting everything it needs. If it doesn't, if you've got lights like Radions or the Focus One or anything which you can actually tune the individual colors, then you can tune the light so that the spectrum meets that coral's demands. You know what I mean? It's absolutely wicked because, you know, we've been speaking a lot recently, haven't we, about lighting and, you know, understanding lighting more than just buying it for a Wi-Fi controller or whatever, you know, and a lot of people don't fully understand spectrum, and being able to just get that visual representation of here's the black line, you know, and then here's what your lights are putting out. So now you need to adjust your lights to hit that black line. You know,
I really like that.
It makes it so easy to understand, and you're going to be able to.
I always thought that the game changer. Well, I didn't even think of that. I just thought I'd maybe want to copy my Senai, you know, like if I had if you had a coral that was doing well, and you could like somehow send me a snapshot of a spectrum that's working for you, and I could try to copy that. But what it sounds like, what you're just saying is, it sounds just as good, maybe even better.
Well, yeah, because it's going to have a database for loads of different corals. So, you know, you can have, like, say, for example, in the middle of your tank, for example, depending on how controllable your lights are, you might have all of your acros in the middle. So then you check your spectrum and your spectrum's right there. Now, obviously, for, say, for example, Montipora or something like that, you may not require the exact same spectrum. And definitely not the exact same intensity anyway. So, you know, you can then, you know, go to another light, for example, and control that one and tune that one so it's giving the right spectrum for those corals in that placement. You know, and obviously you're not going to be able to hit the nail on the head for everyone, but if you've got a good guideline with this black line, you can tweak your light so that you're getting the best of both worlds, so to speak, where you're really benefiting everything, and, you know, really tweak your light so you're getting everything that you need to get. For me, the Senai stand was a proper game changer for many reasons. You know, obviously for the Senai products, But Fritz, we've got Fritz now in the UK. We've never had Fritz before. So, you know, Fritz products seem very, very interesting, especially their you know, nitrifying bacteria, their cycling bacteria, because they've got a bacteria that's fresh. So, you know, it's got a shelf life, it's got a, you know, it's got an expiration date, and you've got to keep it in the fridge, etc., etc. So with that, it gives you more of a, you know, more of a safety blanket, so to speak, and an understanding that when you put that bacteria into your tank, you can be a lot more comfortable in the fact that that is the actual bacteria that you need for, you know, for cycling a tank. So there was loads of stuff, like, you know, spoken about the MaxSpec recurve. I actually got a chance to see the recurve in the flesh, so to speak, and that's a proper cool light. It's exactly what I thought it would be. And MaxSpec are bringing out they're bringing out a new controller, like a new controller for MaxSpec now. So you're going to be able to link your lights with your gyro and your return pump. So a bit like the Reef link, you're going to be able to link everything together in one app and control everything. So you can, you know, you can match tidal things and all that, like where, you know, if the cloud's going over, the flow changes and the return. And obviously they've got that dual return pump, haven't they?
That just looks beautiful.
Well, if you think about it, right, it was so cool. It's proper cool product, because if you think about it, my system, I'm running one return pump and it's running everything. So I've made a manifold so that my return pump will run my reactors and things. Now with this pump, it's like a 2-in-1 pump. So you can have one side pumping to your display tank and the other side running your reactors and stuff. You know, so it's like, it's cool in that sense. Or, you know, you can double up and they provide you with like a Y piece. So you can make the two pumps link into one pipe and it all goes straight to display, and then you get double the power. So the gear that was at that show, you know, it was really, really good. There was some really good gear there. But yeah, that Senai, the KH Senai is definitely one I'm going to be getting without 100%. And the Spectral one as well, because it's everything that we need. You know what I mean? To run, like you were saying before about flow. Obviously, you've got light and flow that are really, really important. And if you can nail your light, because nobody really knows properly about light, you know, they don't know whether what's going into their tank is right. If you can test it, you'll be fine.
Here's a pretty good one. Can you put on your hood, Mike?
My hood?
Yeah.
Why?
Can you put on your hood real quick?
There
you go, guys. Freaking Mike's in the hood. He's in the ghetto right now. He's in the hood. It's a good one, isn't it?
You're an idiot. I love you.
So, yeah.
Hey, one last thing I want to say about but back to what we were saying about manufacturing prices. I don't know about in our industry, but I know I used to work in the I used to work for a company that sold TVs. You know, when you piss the manufacturer off by, like, let's say you piss off Sony by selling it lower than what they thought, you know, they just wouldn't honor the warranty.
There's
really?
So you could buy certain rules in this country where, you know, like fair trade and stuff like that, where, you know, there's certain rules that you've got to follow, and you can't.
The way that they're all written off, Michael.
We don't have that.
They change the number. Do you know the serial number? It'll be the exact same telly, but it'll be like JB123, and the other shop will sell it as a JB123B, and they'll go, well, it's not the same TV, so they can sell it cheaper.
Yeah, they'll do
That's
that.
how they get it on.
What I'm saying, if they say it's 2,500 and they have all their legitimate manufacturers selling it for 25, and then someone decides to drop the price and sell it for 2,000, like a lot of I've had it already where we sold it so low where Sony wouldn't honor the warranty. You know, they're like, no, they're not.
Yeah, over here. What happened over here? That would it, Michael?
No.
Trust me, the laws over here are stupid. We can send anything back that we buy online, and we've got the right to send it back, no matter what. If we get it sent to our house, we don't like it, we can send it back. No ifs, buts, or nothing. That's the law.
To a point.
Well,
yeah,
the way that it is over here is if you can't physically see it and touch it, you've got the right to send it back.
Yeah, you've got a guarantee. If you can't actually see the product, so if you buy it online, basically, that if you buy it and you don't like it, you can send it back, because obviously you've got like a 14-day guarantee where, you know, because you can't physically see
14-day consumer return. Yeah.
Well, here, in many instances, yeah, stuff like that is offered, but it's mostly, you know, like Amazon will accept anything back, and that's, you know, an Amazon thing. They're not required by law to do it, but by Amazon doing it, it gives them an advantage over, you know, because you're more likely to use the companies that are not going to give you shtick when you're ready to send something back because it doesn't fit or something.
That's just good. That's just good business marketing,
Yeah.
you know, because that's going to get more. Well, we was talking about it with BRS, wasn't we? About how you really like BRS because of their, you know, their great customer service and the shipping. So, you know, that there, you know, that little thing alone will earn you many customers by just providing that, you know, no hassle, no fuss return policy.
You call BRS with an issue, a lot of times they don't even like ask. I bought a skimmer and the handle broke, and I just said, hey, the skimmer handle broke. Like, they didn't even wait for me to explain why. They're like, okay, we'll send you one out and you'll have it tomorrow. And, you know, I said, for real? I didn't even get to explain why it broke or anything. I just said, I got it yesterday and it broke. And they're like, oh, you'll have a new one tomorrow. And the guy was like, can I help you with anything else? I said, nope, thanks. And 10:30 the next morning, a new one showed up.
Well, something about BRS is you have a account and they go, hey, this guy's already spent $2,000 with us. If we give him $20 for this handle, what's the difference of us making $500 or us losing that customer that's going to come back and buy more? So that's the reason why they give you no hassle. They just give you what you want and get you going on, and then you're ready to buy more from them.
Well, that's exactly it. You know, at the end of the day, for the sake of a couple of quid or a couple of bucks, dollars, whatever, you know, if somebody is a repeat customer and they're a good customer, and it's the case of they spend $2,000 in the past couple of months, and we're going to start being picky and fussy about $5, then, you know, we're going to lose that customer. And, you know, they've been a good customer, so you look after them.
Now, some people might not get their stuff back if they do it every freaking order. I bet you that they have some kind of tracking system. If you do it every order, you're definitely not going to get what is right coming to you. You know?
Hey, yeah, I think I'll hold that thought. I'll hold that one.
I'll hold it thought.
Hey, Paul, you listening?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, so today I finally decided to swap out my Triton for like bottles that I can actually see, you know, if I can see my levels are off. Dude, all four bottles had completely different levels. Like, one was empty, one was almost half full. Like that doser was not accurate at all.
The coral box?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I have two of them.
Coral box and J-Bowls are not that accurate. I mean, everybody thinks they are, but they're not.
Yeah, I have two of them, and one of them works well. I think what happens is you have to it's more accurate when you're dosing larger amounts at a time. Like, if you're setting it up where you're dosing like 1 milliliter an hour for, you know, 1 milliliter or half a milliliter each time, it's not accurate at all. But when you're dosing 5-10 mils at a time, it works well. But
so this right here comes back to that good old stepper motor I was talking about, guys. along with
Yes,
that,
Narco.
PRS made those Apex doses. They made the rollers in there bigger, so that they will be more accurate, and they're going to be more. They're gonna have a longer longevity of
Yep.
the actual dosing head because they made them bigger and they made them more firm. So it comes back to those stepper motors, guys.
You're absolutely right, Narcosis. I'm not going to argue with you there. That's you're
These are
100%.
these motors that I was getting trolled about, guys. Same ones. Oh
So-
man, you falling asleep or what?
My
Who?
my GHL is working well, and I'm happy with it.
Sounds like I need to buy those freaking Apex dose from you, man. When you gonna send them to me?
Narcosis, if you're serious, man, I send me a message in Google Chat, and we'll talk about it.
All right, no problem. Make sure I send it today.
He's
'Cause I
not
need one of
serious.
those.
He's just like talking.
Oh, I'm serious.
Have you sorted your Raspberry Pi out, Seymour?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I got every. Oh yeah, hell yeah! I hooked up. I got my hands on some old wireless PS3 controllers. Hooked them up to it. I was playing. I was up till like 1 a.m. last night playing Punch Out for Nintendo. Playing some Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Ninja Gaiden, Star Fox for Nintendo 64. Yo, GoldenEye. Oh man, that was the game. It seems like everybody my age remembers that GoldenEye game.
Freaking golden eye, man. I used to play
I've
tournaments.
got an N64 and I've got GoldenEye.
Yeah, I was playing Contra too. Woohoo! Paul, I love you, man. I love you. From across the pond, I love you, man.
And how cheap was it?
So I paid $20. I'm probably about $70 in.
That's nothing for what you've got, is it?
Yeah. I basically bought the Raspberry Pi. I bought a package that had that it came with a little case. I had SD cards, for cameras laying around, and I bought the controllers for $20. I think probably 35 or $36 each. So for $80 all in, I have like every Nintendo game ever made. Like I was playing Mario, the original Mario. I have every Nintendo, every Super Nintendo, and I'm gonna try some of the PlayStation games. I haven't gone to those yet.
Seymour, this case I've got here. Let me put my camera on. Right, right here. Look at this case I've got from a Raspberry Pi. Oh, look at that. Oh. Little Nintendo case.
That's the Raspberry Pi in it?
Yeah, look. Open this. Boom.
How much was that?
This is about, I think it was £15. But over in America, they've got one where you could put your Pi in, and it's got a reset button and like a power button and a reset button on it.
Really?
That actually works. Yeah. I think they're only about $20 in America.
All right.
If you put Nez Pi, I think it's called, on Amazon. I think they sell them on your Amazon for about $20.
All right.
But it's a bigger one, but it's got its own extra USBs and all that built into it.
All right. I'm gonna check it out. Well, yeah, man, it's working fine. I love it. I was playing the Mike Tyson Punch Out.
You've got a Raspberry Pi, Michael, haven't you?
Somewhere.
What is a Raspberry Pi? Is that like some Nintendo that?
It's a Pi. It's a Pi with raspberries in it.
What?
I've got the original one. I've got the original one, the very first one.
The Zero?
No, I've got the Zero. Look at it. Hang on, let me turn my camera around.
Wait, you have the Zero? I have the 3.
Look at that. He's got this one.
Wait,
I think he's got this one.
Paul, what was?
He's got that one.
Paul, do you have every
That's the first
Pi?
one.
You bought all of them?
Yeah. I've always had them ever since they've been out. I've bought them all. So I've got this is every model. This is the like in my box is the 3. This is the Raspberry Pi model. This is the 1, I think. So that's that. So you look. So you had the old sockets on it.
Yeah.
But this is single core, 512 megabytes. I think it is.
That's mine.
Yeah. That's what you've got, Michael. This one.
That one.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. I think that's all right for running NES games on, Michael. You could turn that into a NES.
Got it?
Easily. Yeah.
It's not got HDMI.
Take 20 minutes.
Like
I don't know.
know
Yeah, hasn't it?
it's not got HDMI.
Yeah, it's got HDMI there.
Where?
Yeah, look at the other side. The other side.
Oh, yeah, that's
There
it.
you go.
Don't worry.
That's the same one I have. That's a 3.
No, it's not. You've got this one. You've got this one. You've got this one, Seymour.
Yeah,
You got, Paul.
You've got 4 USB.
Yeah,
I've only got 2 USBs.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so-
I got the Raspberry Pi 3B, I think is the exact model.
Yeah, 3B. 3B is that's got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in.
Yep, that's why you can
And
connect.
this-
That's why you can connect the PS3 controllers to it. And by the way, it has to
Yeah.
be a legit PS3 controllers. Like if it's a bootleg, if it's one of the bootleg controllers, it won't work.
There you go. That's a 0. That's a 0 there. Michael, these cost a tenner.
Right?
So they're a tenner. Or you could buy one without Wi-Fi in it for £4.
What?
What do you do with that?
You can play SNES on it. The SNES one's great on them. SNES, Sega Mega Drive, Master System. So you got, yeah. And your Atari 2600. You got to remember that one.
You play Mega Man on there? Mega Man used to be my favorite game.
I was playing
On what?
Mega Man last night.
Mega Man. On the
Yeah,
Raspberry Pi. or
you've
whatever.
got the Z, and you can make fish controllers with these aquarium controllers.
Yeah, there's a guy I follow on YouTube doing it now. I think Reef
Yeah,
is making a controller with his Raspberry Pi.
like for a tenner.
The Zero over here is $35.
Yeah, over here the 0 is £4, I think it is, and the 0 W with Wi-Fi is a tenner.
Yeah, the Zero W is $35.
Jesus, it's only £30 for what I paid £28 for my B, Model B, the same one you've got, 3B.
Raspberry Pi Z. Yeah, none of them are that cheap.
To give these away with the magazines.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that, but I've never been. I've heard that with some computer magazines they give them away.
Because they're that cheap. The magazines cost you about $10 or something, don't they? So to give one of these away, it's nothing. Well, this was perfect for SNES. Oh, what's Michael doing?
Yeah, so I found one download pack that has all the Nintendo games, all the Super Nintendo games, and I'm trying to download the pack with all the N64 games.
Seymour,
Yep.
have you got BitTorrent?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll send you a link in a minute where you can get all of them: SNES, NES, PS3, and all PS1, and all that.
All right. Send me that link. You gonna Facebook it or?
Will do. Yeah, I'll send it on Facebook.
All
Give me
right.
2 seconds. I'll send it now.
Installing the green screen, Michael.
What's that?
That's a green screen installation.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's a roller blind. Look.
What is it? Oh, yeah. It's a roller blind.
Just a roller blind. 2 meter long roller blind. So that means I can put it up there, roll it down, do a video, roll it back up again.
Is this like one of those do-it-yourselfers, or did you buy it like that?
Ooh.
He's taking it out of the plastic.
It's just a blind that you put in your window.
Yeah, do it yourself.
Yeah. A little bit of a DIY thing for you there if you ever want to do a green screen. Just get a roller blind.
I mean, I'm just trying to find this thing for Seymour.
What are you trying to find? See what's going on in the chat, guys. What's going on in the chat? Who we got in the chat, guys? How's everybody's morning going today, or day, as you can say? It's probably about 1:22 over in the UK right now, in Manchester.
Manchester.
What's up, Dave? How you doing, buddy?
Wait, did Dave
Manchester
say,
soccer team sucks, though.
Dave said he had an accident and he wrecked his car?
Dave, you had a car accident on Monday morning, buddy? Sorry to hear, man. What happened? Did they hit you, or you hit them, or?
Said the Cadillac is totaled.
You trying to tell me the 8-cylinder, 5,000-pound Cadillac is total? Total by a Prius? Oh, he put up his Instagram.
There's a lot of Priuses on there.
Dave,
Seymour,
that's your
I've got the
car?
link.
Dave, that's your car on the side?
How'd that happen, Dave? Is that even possible?
That's the guy I sold the bubble tip to. Well, he's in the chat. He's not on the he's not in the Hangouts. Oh. Wow.
Yeah, Seymour, don't click on that link. That's not the right one. 1 minute.
Oh, the guy didn't stop? Did they catch him, Dave?
Hit and run?
Oh. Where he was at. Dave, were you
out, didn't it?
Dave, did you were you headed to Absolutely Fish?
Yeah, my car never stopped.
Wait, so was it your fault? Was it their fault?
I guess it was my car's fault.
It was
We
whose
got
fault?
we got that little bit of rain, so all the oils in the street were up on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not enough to wash it away. So everybody hit the brakes. I hit mine. Nothing but buzzing. It just went bzzz. So I tucked in for the shoulder there, and then the car in front of me did the same thing. So I rode up on the car in front of me. It was a fun morning.
So what, you just got to pay your deductible and they'll take care of you?
Nah, there was no deductible. There was no collision on that car. It was an old car.
Oh, I got you.
So I was just doing the liability. Insurance company paid for damages, and screw you, Dave. Go get another car.
So how did your car actually roll on the side like that? Did it just kind of ride up the car in front of you?
And I think I aimed for the center divider, but there really wasn't enough room. It all happened so fast, but I'm thinking it rolled up on the divider, and the divider is built to throw you back into the street.
Yeah.
So it threw me into the Honda, who was already using that area to avoid the accident in front of them. So when it threw me into the Honda, I just kind of rode up on it, like you said. I don't know. I was straight, then I was looking at the fucking street out of my car window. So
Were you so you don't even remember like most of?
no, it happened in a second.
Oh yeah.
I knew I wasn't stopping, so I tried not to hit them dead square in the ass. Because I would have knocked that Honda, through the car in front of me. But yeah, so I got to get another car. Actually, I have a Chevy Equinox. I got to put brakes on it today. And I'll probably do all the motor vehicle stuff Monday.
Oh, you just got to do brakes on it?
Yeah, I picked it up. It was a car my sister had. She's like, "You want it? Need the brakes." I said, "All right."
Yeah, brakes ain't that hard. What do you got to do? Rotors and pads?
Yeah, I just want to make sure before I order it. But I use this place called Rock Auto on the internet. Prices are awesome for car parts.
How about like O'Reilly's or something? Do you got like O'Reilly's or something around you?
I got all that. I got Pep Boys. I got, which is almost the same thing. Got a couple of those places. None of them can touch the Rock Auto.
No. Okay.
Yeah, they're bigger on American cars. They don't have as much for Japanese cars, but if you have an American car, it's the place to go. I can get front pads and rotors for $80, both sides.
So it's $80 each?
Both sides. Yeah.
Okay, $80. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Two rotors, all pads.
Normally for a set of rotors it's like $26 at O'Reilly's. And then pads are like $30, $27. So yeah, you're getting a good deal.
Yep. And it's usually there in 2 days. So
are you there, Seymour?
I'll look at it today. Make sure that's what it needs. Make sure I'm not looking at a caliper or something. Might as well order it all at the same time.
Seymour, are you there?
He's muted.
All right.
And you hear any sounds when you're braking?
I'm here.
That last link I've just sent you on Facebook Messenger, if you click on that, that's the link that you need. If you download that torrent, that'll give you the full collection.
All right.
I think there's on there every one of them. Do you know what I mean? The PS3, there's only a limited amount of games in there, but I think there's still about 40 games in there or something.
That's 112 gigabytes.
Yep.
Hey, exclusive.
But
a reefing question. Since it's a reef chat.
Well, yeah, good point.
I have 2 clowns in QT for 6 days doing well. Small clown, 1 inch smaller than the other. Should I QT with copper or just let them be? I feel if they're okay, let them be. If you don't see any, I have no point in putting copper in there. Copper will hide whatever could be wrong. Then you'll think everything's good. You'll put them in your display and find out it wasn't.
Find out the copper was just hiding it all.
That's right. Because they were in copper at the fish store. So,
which to me is one of those things with copper. It's like if something's wrong, it's definitely going to hide it. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good analogy.
Yeah. That's the way I always look at it. Never put that water in your display tank, guys, when you bring a fish home. Unless you took them out of a reef display. They don't medicate at Petco?
No, they do not medicate at Petco.
Oh,
If
okay.
they do medicate, it's because the
Something's wrong already.
individual, like I know the Petco at Union Square in Manhattan, the guy there medicates, and he says the store doesn't want him to, but he says, I'll lose too many fish if I don't put copper in. So the store as a whole, they don't want to medicate, but sometimes the associates kind of know what they're doing and they do medicate.
Okay, because
I hope I didn't just throw that guy under the bus publicly, but they medicate. I'm not saying which guy, but yeah, there's a guy at Petco Union Square that medicates.
well, I hope mine doesn't, because they sell these stupid little brown live rocks, and they have them in all the fish tanks. So if they do put copper in there, who would want a live rock full of copper?
I think they separate the tanks, because they put inverts in a certain system. So you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
mine-
sure that guy knows. Oh man, who would buy live rock?
It's
Go buy live rock from Petco.
It's not a live rock. It's diatom rock, I call it.
It's bad. Petco's
Yeah,
live rock.
my wife is telling me that they usually have them in separate systems. They usually because the inverts are usually in a system that runs regular salinity, and then the other fish are in the system. The guy basically said, listen, the amount of fish we have coming in and coming out, if I don't run like a low therapeutic level of copper, like we'll have so many losses. So he says the store doesn't want me to do it, but I test for it and I put like a small level of copper in.
Right. Yeah, but like I said, they couldn't do that at mine because they only have about 6 saltwater tanks, and they all have inverts, they all have live rock, and they all have fish. Remember I told you there was a tang in there with a cleaner shrimp cleaning them right in the display. And somebody thought that was really cool, and I thought, hey, that fish probably has ick.
Most likely.
Like I have a rule. This is my Petco over here. I don't like it, so I won't buy anything wet from this Petco. Meaning fish, snails, anything. Live sand.
What do you buy from that Petco? Nothing?
Food. If I need food, fish food. Filter floss. Tanks. Things that are dry.
Filter floss is definitely needed.
Yeah. Because I used to use that batting, and then I don't know. I just had a weird feeling about it.
What did you used to use?
That pillow batting.
Oh yeah, the filter floss, or do you just buy the?
I forget what it's called. The polyfill, I think it is.
Oh yeah, polyfill. Yeah, that's what I use.
I used to use that, and then I just had a feeling like something wasn't right, and I said, well, maybe it's that. Let me not buy that anymore. So then I just use the pinky pads for everything. Cost a little more money, but I like the pinky pads.
Pinky pads is definitely the best because hey, you can cut it to a size that you need, and you always get the same density no matter what. You know what I mean? Like you always get like a pad. It's not like a different shape or different forms or different viscosity.
Right.
You always get one thing that's always the same. Always the same density. The what?
I suck at cutting them for some reason. They're never square by the time I'm done with the scissors, but but they kind of form to whatever you want them to be.
So something that works pretty good is to like cut one and then cut all of them right away. So that way you always got one ready. You're always ready just to pull it out and put it in. It kind of saves you the hassle of thinking of, oh, I don't want to cut that today. I don't want to replace that because I don't want to cut it.
I've done that. I've done that like for my nanocube. There's one little square shape. It's like 3x5 in the back that works.
Yeah.
So I found that if I press them down with a ruler and cut them with a razor blade, I can get them perfect. But I usually don't. I keep them in a box with scissors, so I just grab some and cut it. It's not that important for any of the applications I'm using. As long as water, can't channel around it, I'm good. But yeah, I get it on Amazon for like $10 for a 1 foot by 10 foot piece. I'm sure I can get bigger or more, but that's usually how I buy it.
That's actually a pretty good price.
Yeah. When you order it prime, you pay more. If you see it prime and you can get it the next day, it'll cost more. So
probably going to send me that link. That way I can go and buy some, because I'm using that polyfill right now, and I don't know, it's all right, but I do like the pinky stuff or the blue stuff.
Yeah. And there's another pink one that's not pinky brand, and it's just as good. That's what I got last time around. Hey, thanks, King. Yeah, I'm fine. My neck's a little stiff. I didn't go get anything looked at, or I just keep trucking. I got to go to work.
Did you make it to work that day, or did you just kind of?
No, I took that day off.
I was gonna say I think I would have too.
Yeah. But it all worked out. Like I said, nobody got hurt. That was a big thing. That was the first thing I was worried about as I was climbing out the passenger window.
Got hurt?
If I hurt anybody.
It's normally the main thing to worry about, Don't want to hurt nobody.
Everybody can get a new car.
Nobody can get a new life.
Mm.
Aaron's aquarium is hard at work, man, in that hood. Look at this guy. He's hard at work.
Yeah,
on the freaking top rung of the ladder, though.
Yeah, King, I would buy a new caddy just like that one, because look what I did, and I walked away. Who knows what would have happened if I was in my son's Eclipse.
How about them gas prices, though, man, of that caddy? I don't know about that.
That was not too bad.
Gas?
STS wasn't too bad. And
were you running a premium gas or no?
No, it's not necessary. It was a 99. I never noticed the difference in premium gas.
It's a 8-cylinder, right?
Yeah. 32 valve. North Star, baby.
I don't know about that, man. Those gas prices are jacked. Compared to a Prius, you get 62 miles per gallon, man.
Right. So what are you saying? I should save $30 a week and probably be dead right now.
Actually, I can show you a pretty crazy image of Prius that I crashed, and that thing held up real good. I mean, the freaking car got totaled.
I know the technology, and bags, and all of that, and the crush. I should be a crash test dummy for Halloween this year.
The only thing about that car was that once it started to lose control, it just starts beeping. It just starts beeping. The whole car shuts down. It takes over.
Yeah.
So you are no longer in control of your crash, your accident, anything.
Right.
Which that was the only thing about that car that totally turned me off. But other than that, man, the car drove nice. It drove sweet. I mean, everybody made fun of me, of course.
Yeah.
Corey, look at the grandpa in a Prius.
That's like, I got.
I was saving money. That's all I cared.
I got the little Equinox SUV with a Dance Mom sticker on the back. So
that's funny.
That's right. I'm a Dance Mom now.
Hey, Paul, has your tank been stable? The alkalinity?
Yeah, it's been all right. It's been good.
It's been good. That's what we like to hear.
But like I said, no falsification yet. I did put loads of corals in my mates in, like I think like the last time we spoke on the KH went up. You know what I mean? So instead of staying at 8, instead of dropping, because there's more corals in there, which I thought it would do, it actually started creeping up the KH. Obviously, there was an imbalance, because I added a lot of new coral at once. So, but yeah, it's stayed stable since.
Okay, okay.
But hopefully it'll stay.
How about you, Mike? Has your tank been stable? Your elk been stable on Triton? Give us a thumbs up, guys. We got a thumbs up.
Oh, he did. Okay. Oh, he's coming down to talk. Or get another screw.
He's freaking blinding us with his drill. The light on the drill. Shining. There you go, huh? Come on, man. It almost looks like he's got a freaking Ruger in his hand.
I got a green star polyp question, guys.
Go ahead, bud. Let it rip.
I've got them all over the back of the cube, right? Growing on the back. I kind of like it. Think it's cool. But I got to move the cube. So how long can they be out of water, or should I scrape them all off the back and then?
No, Dave, I've done some. I did a bit of reading before. No, they can stay out. They can actually stay out for a bit without even being bothered. But just
ESP can probably stay out of water for about 45 minutes. I mean,
It's hard to kill GSP. Like you could leave it out for probably hours, a couple hours.
Exactly.
Here's the thing: when I moved it last time, I scraped it off, and it took a couple of days for it to come back. Like
yeah, it's just pissed off, and it'll take a few days for it to open. But it's hard to kill GSP, man.
Oh, I guess what's worse, letting it dry out for almost an hour by the time I empty the tank and move it up here, or scraping it off and trying to glue it back on. What's going to be the worst of the two evils is what I'm looking for.
Scraping it off, it's definitely going to be a lot more pissed off, because scraping it off is kind of like
carrying its feet or whatever it uses to
kind of like evicting you out of your house and telling you, hey, you need to go live over here.
Right.
Other than just kind of like every 15 minutes dump a little bit of salt water on it just to keep it wet.
Right.
And it'll probably be out of water for like 3 hours that way. As long as you try to keep it wet, it'll be fine.
I don't even think you need to do that. I think if it's out for like an hour or two, it's still gonna be damp. I don't even think you need to do. I think green star polyp it's pretty hard to kill. Like it might be pissed off for a week, but it always comes back.
Right. So how about dumping a clean towel in salt water and just laying it on them while I'm carrying it? Help? Like how they
oh yeah, like
wrapped in newspaper, that kind of idea.
Yep.
All right.
Just put like a wet towel on it, or paper towel, wet paper towel.
If I cut them all off, I'm going to find a cool Tonga branch and glue them all on it. I think that would look cool too. Make like a little bonsai tree out of GSP. I don't know. But I'm definitely not going to lift that tank this week, in case my back is screwed up.
How big is a cube?
It's the 24 nanocube.
Oh, that's not a big tank, Dave.
It's not big, but when I carried it downstairs, you know what? I don't want to disturb the sand bed and just the wet sand in the cube. It's pretty heavy to go 2 flights of stairs. And I was going down. This time's coming up.
Yeah, the sand. Oh man, that's the thing. Whenever I never like to reuse sand, even if it's a small move like what you're doing. I'm just always fearful.
If I don't disturb it, and then I don't pour it in on the sand. I try not to disturb it too much. I don't have a problem with it.
Oh, my wife is reminding me that one time we did try to reuse sand, and then we killed everything.
Yeah. If you stir up the bottom, all of it at once, it's not good.
Oh yeah, man, you get a huge ammonia spike.
I like to leave it, just wet. Where there's you turn it sideways, some water appears, so it's saturated. And then I don't mind moving it. But yeah, if you were going to stir it up, put it in a bucket, transport it, and then pour it back in the tank, yeah, you're beat. Because you're going to break up all of those. You're going to mix those aerobic and anaerobic areas. All right, Exclusive has an ATM colony question.
Shoot it. Let it rip.
That's a good idea. Wet filter floss. Yeah, Yeah, I guess it would be cleaner than the towel. You don't know what the towel has on it, fabric softener or whatever.
Normally, I just use paper towel because it's clean.
Right.
I use paper towel to clean out my skimmer. I use paper towel to wipe the front of my glass off.
You know, you like me, you
Paper
won't
towel
buy the
to
towel. You won't buy the patterns or anything. I always try to just find white with no ink.
Oh yeah, just normal straight white. I use paper towel to clean off my alkalinity valves, calcium valves. I use paper towel to wipe off my my refractometer, the top of it. Basically, whenever like if you let it sit for a while and then you put water on top of it,
Right.
I'll put water, I'll wipe it off, and then I'll turn it off, and I'll turn it back on.
I would go with old T-shirt for the refractometer and for your what's that test kit? HANA test files, because paper towel will scratch even glass over time. It's made of wood. My opinion. That's all. I've seen people scratch acrylic things.
Did you guys see the
Come on, man, what kind of paper towel you using? Like the little cheap dollar stuff, or do you buy like the extra soft stuff, like the stuff you like to wipe your butt with?
I ain't using toilet paper. I'm just saying, they say to clean your glasses, you shouldn't use a paper towel.
Yeah, Dave, I used one of the softest towels that you can imagine to do it, and it scratched my vials.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For the HANA checker vials, I mean, I know you can get new ones.
But they're expensive.
It was some kind of little chamois cloth they gave out at Wrap, so I just used that.
Yeah, it's like $15 for the 2 little bottles.
Exactly. Thank you.
Fuck that. Excuse me.
You can just send them something.
That's almost, yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, I think, and that's what I see on like eBay. I mean, if you buy it from Hannah, it's $20. Like it's almost half the price. You might as well get a new checker where you get 2 bottles anyway.
Yeah, you get 2 new bottles, the checker and the reagent for whatever test you're doing.
Yeah.
In a case.
See, the thing is, Seymour, what you could do, you could just sell your HANA checker for $10 less than you paid for it, and someone will buy it. Do you know what I mean?
And then go buy a brand new one.
Exactly. It's cheaper vials.
And guess what? You get the vials and you get a brand new reagent. Look at that.
That's right.
That's stellar.
Well, the alkalinity reagent wasn't too much. I think I paid $7 for it at Wrap.
The what? The alk reagent?
Yeah.
That's cheap. That's cheap, because I think over it, it's £8.5 over it.
$8 on bulk Reef Supply is the alk reagent. They actually switched the alk reagent now from the 755 to the 776. 776, or is it 772? Yep.
I don't know.
So they basically switched it. I was asking questions about that about 2 months ago. Go ahead.
I bought mine from the HANA guy at Reefapalooza. So
Which one did you get? The 755?
I don't remember. But I'd like to know if the new one doesn't get clumpy. Sometimes you see some junk in there.
The clumpiness might actually be coming back from your syringe.
No? I clean it out with RO. Pretty good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've actually noticed that clumpiness too, but I thought it came from the syringe, so I could be wrong.
Okay, so every time I do it, I usually keep a little cup of RO there, and I'll pull it up into the thing and squirt it in the garbage 3-4 times. I'm kind of anal about cleaning the vial and the syringe.
Yeah, I guess I'm not that anal on that because, I think when you put it into the actual container, when you put it into the calibrator, it calibrates the first time to whatever you have in there. So if you put orange juice in there, it's going to calibrate to that orange, and then it's going to give you
No, I
the
got
reading
you.
after, what is the difference between the two?
Well, I worry about a dried amount. This is just what I get from Sabella. I get Sabella in my head when I'm doing testing. And if you've got some dry reagent in your syringe and you're pulling up that 1 milliliter of liquid reagent, it may dissolve what's in there and make it more potent or less potent.
Oh yeah, it's gonna activate it. I got you.
Yeah. But, you know, what's it going to change it by? Probably nothing, but still.
Could you not suck a little bit of our up in there and like squirt it out?
I don't like the floaties, and I will try and wait for them to settle. Because I don't believe the light is on the bottom. I believe it's going side to side through the Hannah checker.
Really? I thought it was on the bottom.
The light in the reader. I think it goes side to side. I don't see anything on the bottom.
Michael, did you have a good chat with Lang Sai? Yeah.
What did you have a chat with Lang Sa?
I did. I had a good half an hour chat with him. Yeah.
Lang Sai is an absolutely awesome guy.
He's a genius.
1 minute.
He wants me to buy. He wants me to get a tank with lateral line and put it into my tank.
Oh, he wants to show you those results.
Yeah, because do you know I'm doing it in the reactor? A miracle mode in the reactor.
Yeah.
He wants me to put a fish with lateral lining to see if it's how good it's doing. I think he was pretty keen on the reactor thing because he's never really done it that way. Do you know what I mean? It's not been produced to go that way, but when we was explaining it and we was talking through it, he seemed keen on the idea.
The only thing I see with the reactor is that you may use up the miracle mud quicker.
Oh no, that's exactly the case. That's what we was talking about. Because in a reactor, you're only putting a pound in, and you change it every 3 months. So if you work it out over the year, you're only using the same amount of miracle mud.
Now, is it tumbling?
Tell you what, when I met him, I was geeking out a little bit. I will admit.
Fanboy. Fanboy. Huh?
Honestly, I was, and then at the end of the day, like, I was just sat down, just chilling with him, and it was like, the guy's funny. You know what I mean? Funny, witty. You know, he's an old man. You know what I mean?
He's pretty old.
Yeah, but he was spot on. You know, on the nail and everything. And I'm sat there thinking, you know what I mean? I'm sat here at a table, just chilling, having a bit of banter with Lang Sai. It's like, I'm having banter with Lang Sai. What's that all about? You know what I mean? It was mint. We wasn't talking business or everything. We was having a crack. We was having a joke. It was mint.
Wasn't talking business.
He's a businessman. You got to remember that.
Oh yeah, he's a businessman. It's like Cruz, man. Cruz is a businessman, professional businessman at that.
Oh yeah. I've just text Cruz actually.
Did you tell him
I
the
bought-
streams
I bought
up,
some-
get his butt in here?
I bought some distilled water that I keep on hand that I use when I'm cleaning the calcium checker. I use that because
Why not just use RO?
because I don't usually have RO on hand.
See, you should have done a punt then. I don't have RO on tap. You should have said.
What?
Do you know what that's saying over there on tap?
Yeah, for beer.
Kind of like beer.
Yeah. You know what? Oh, innovative aquariums is here.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
What's up?
I'm exhausted, guys.
Tell you what, Seymour, that was proper mank. That, wasn't it, Michael? Sup? Seymour's honorary Mancunian.
What?
I said you can be an honorary. I can't get the word out now.
Why would I want to do that?
Why not? What? Right. I'll do box Seymour from this chat.
Go ahead, man.
Because he's a dirty scouser.
I'd rather,
I forgot.
I'd rather be a dirty scouser, Liverpudlian, than Mank. Yo,
What?
All right, you guys are starting to speak a different language. Tell me what a dirty scouser is.
Well, I'll tell you what one is. Seymour.
Seymour.
What is a dirty scouser, mate?
Seymour.
Yeah, I don't even know what accent was that.
Oh, and by the way, we're not taking a jab at Scousers, by the way, just Liverpool fans, just so that you know.
Seymour. Don't take a sketch of it. Just
There's no separations. It's not like there's any Everton fans, you know. So there's.
Coffee time.
Manx.
What is a dirty scouser? What is that?
Seymour. Is it Scousers? Scousers, someone from Liverpool.
The language, the culture is called Scouse. So they're from Manchester, so they support the teams that, you know, try to cheat by buying the best players because they have all the money.
Oh my God, you're so terrible.
And we do it the right way, you know, with a proper coach where we build, you know, and look for diamonds in the rough. You know, we do it the right way. They're just rich, owned by, you know, billionaires and whatever, and they just buy
US billionaires.
Yeah. Well, City is not.
Oh, they're Arabs.
Oh, you would say like Golden State Warriors are dirty scousers.
No.
Scousers,
No.
someone from Liverpool. We're from Manchester, we're Manx. Scousers, and then you've got people from Birmingham are Brummies. People from London are Cockneys.
Wait, people from London are Cockneys?
Yeah.
So when they say the Cockney accent, that's Londoners.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Michael Caine. Most famous guy is probably Michael Caine.
Here's a pretty dumb question, but the other day I was watching like EU Sports or something like that, and they were speaking a different language. Is there a different language over there somewhere?
What, in England?
Yeah, somewhere over there.
Yeah, there's a few different languages overall. Like in the UK, you got Welsh, you got Gaelic, and there's about 3 or 4 different dialects of Gaelic. So there's about 4 or 5 languages. Yeah.
Okay, can you speak any Welsh? Or you don't
He's
know?
not Welsh.
No. Listen, that course is half the Welsh people can't speak Welsh. I'm not joking.
Hey, where's Doc Welsh?
Dr. Welsh is not here to defend his people. So
No, he'll truly admit what I'm saying. Half the Welsh people cannot speak Welsh. It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Woody's Reef says only East London, so I guess that's only East London is Cockney.
Yeah, it's only certain parts, but us Manx will call them all Cockneys.
So what's the west part of London? What's that?
Cockneys. I don't know. We're from Manchester. We just call them all Cockneys, don't we, Michael? All Cockneys. Anyone in London's a Cockney. That's the way it is.
Somebody said Scotland should argue.
Everybody in London's a Cockney.
Hey,
Woody's a Cockney.
Michael, am I right? Half of Welsh people can't speak Welsh, can they?
Paul can't even speak English.
Exactly.
I said some would argue that Scotland has a different language, and I got to say that it reminds me of Robin Williams when he's talking about golf. That is hysterical. He's Scotland.
That is the funniest little sketch he's done. I agree, Dave.
Dude, there's some young kids that play for there's some young kids that play for Liverpool that grew up in Liverpool. I think one guy is Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he had a good game, and he was
Did you hear what you said then? There's some Liverpool kids that grew up in Liverpool.
No, I mean he plays for Liverpool, but he's a local kid, local lad.
Well, we've got loads of local lads that play for United.
Anyway, he was given an interview after the game, and I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
All right. Here's my question is, Paul, you sound like you have a accent, and Aaron's Aquarium sounds like he's from like New York. Well, why is that?
Because he's posh. But he's not. He's not posh. He's from Oldham.
Come back, Michael. What is it going to say? Look.
You have a different accent.
Michael's from Oldham. No.
I can almost place
They
it.
say that I sound.
It's like a green screen, by the way. Like it?
Yeah,
Feel
yeah.
like it. What are you saying? Who's posh?
What was you saying that, of course, about me and Michael? He says that you sound like you're from New York.
I'm from New York.
No, he's not.
Isn't that what Dave's accent is?
Oh,
Hurry. Hurry.
Did you
I
hear
said
me?
that Paul has a strong accent, and Mike sounds like he's from like the city somewhere. He sounds like a city kid. Why is that?
Well, that's the difference between a Man City and a United fan. So, that's the difference in the accent. Guess which is which.
I already know Paul's a freaking Manchester United fan.
I love how I'm having a football argument with an American.
Oh, wait a second.
You mean real football argument?
The people that call football when they only kick the ball probably once a game.
Wait.
Oh, here we go again with this conversation.
I know proper football, so it doesn't include me.
That's because you're from Jamaica and they play proper football.
What is proper football?
When you kick with your foot.
What we play. Proper football is when the ball connects with your foot for the majority of the game. Your game is handball.
So you're telling me proper football is the freaking guys that want to hit the football? Well, want to hit the soccer ball with their head? Come on, man. That's football? You're trying to headbutt the ball?
We used to call it soccer up to about 30, 40 years ago. We used to call it soccer. Originally.
We watch more football than you think.
So the only reason why they call soccer football is so football fans can turn on the TV and go, oh, I want to watch football, and it comes on and it's soccer, and they want to go, oh, maybe we can draw football fans into this.
You realize that soccer is been around a lot longer than, man, you let me confuse the names now. You remember that footy?
What's rugby?
We don't talk about rugby.
Okay, I don't know.
But if we did, rugby's still a better sport than your football because we don't wear soft pads so that we're all delicate when we crash into each other.
So rugby is a cross between our football and WWE wrestling.
Yeah, you see like 20 guys all freaking locked up going back and forth. It's kind of odd.
Rugby's football. What they pick up. In a way. But they bash each other to get the ball.
I put the Robin Williams golf link in the.
Oh, yeah. The people watch that Robin Williams golf link. It's hilarious.
He explains the sport of golf and goes into some Scottish gibberish.
Scottish gibberish.
Oh, it's hilarious. I'm going to watch it, Dave. Let me just.
Ooh. We're going to present Innovative Marine since he's the only one showing his actual reef tank, guys.
I don't know if I should be complimented on that or just not respond to it.
You should explain your tank to us and tell us how it works.
All right.
That'd be pretty cool.
Is this the one you were cleaning outside?
Yes, sir. It's finally set up.
Okay, that was a while back, so that's good. Got water in it, got rock. Take it from there.
I have rock, I have water, but basically how it started off is at the beginning, I sanded down the sand, and then I put some stain onto it, and then I added 3 coats of stain, and then polyurethane, just in case of any leaks, so it won't damage the wood. And then from there, I just cleaned out the tank, try to make sure that it's as clean as possible. And then what I did is I used to have this tank, the fish in this tank, in my 55-gallon, which is now a freshwater. And so I decided to upgrade it to a 120-gallon. And I ended up basically buying more live rock, but I still need more. Obviously, you could tell I need a lot more around this area.
Depends on the shape that you want as far as how much rock. I mean, you can make a biological load somewhere else. Sump or whatever. So just go with the scape you want.
True,
Don't worry about that old pounds per gallon bullshit. You can get a marine pure block and it's like 40 pounds of live rock.
You know what that is?
Actually, more than that. It's like 200 pounds of live rock.
You swear? One whole slate of it is like 200 pounds?
200 pounds if seeded correctly. I mean, yeah, if you just put it in there and it's a week later and you think it's good, it's not.
Yeah, it's got the surface area of that much rock is what we're trying to see.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, what I plan on, I am going to add more rock just because I don't feel like just this side is fully done. I mean, I'll probably add like a little island right here going upward. The only thing is that I'm missing is buying kessels instead of having this black box in here. Buying 2 kessels on each end and then just shining straight down onto it. As for the fish, I have a yellow-eyed coal tang, a magnificent foxface, a yellow tang, 2 clowns, a mandarin dragonet, a lawnmower blenny, and a cleaner shrimp. As for the pumps, I'm running a Jabal, I think it's a PP8, I believe. And then by pure bullshit luck, I ended up by accident getting the Aqueon 1250. It's all right. It'll work fine against the Jabal since that one's more intermittent, so it's gonna crash between them. So it kind of moves the water more down the center. So I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. As for how do you call it? My refugium. This is the interesting story. I don't know if you guys remember that back then I had a little hose connecting to a little 10-gallon tank in the back in the day.
I don't remember. We were worried about how you kept the levels. Were you trying to get a skimmer to work in there?
Yeah, so what I did is I connected a pump, and then it's connecting to this hose, which essentially goes to the back, and it draws right back in here. And then I actually have another pump, stronger pump in here. It's kind of hard to see, which pushes through I believe it's a 1-inch braided line back up, and then that's basically all the water level it's going to get. And I just have a little LED light with Chato on it.
Okay.
But for now,
you have 2 pumps on your sump? You're not just gravity feeding your sump and pumping it back up. You're actually pumping it in and out?
Yeah, so the reason why is because if I let it gravity feed, the other pump is actually a lot stronger. So what happens is it'll push out water more than it actually goes into it. So I start getting a lot of micro bubbles coming into the tank.
Well, I hope that works for you. It sounds like it's not room for error to me. But
so the only little advice that I would give you is that your rocks are pretty close together and you have like a lot of rock there. Yeah. As far as we can see, you are going to have a lot of dead spots in that rock that's going to have detritus built up because your flow cannot reach to it.
Okay.
So you have plenty enough rock for that tank right there of what you have. So I would try to scape that out so that it's a little more open with like, you know, caves and like hangs and crevices and stuff like that. And
Okay.
try to make it look like natural. You know what I mean? Like
It doesn't
Like-
look like a pile of rocks now, Narcosis. I see the fish going through the holes. It's just that it's so blue. It's kind of hard
Okay.
to see. But yeah, he's got some cave work and stuff going. I know when you first started saying it, yeah, it looked like they were all just piled in there. But no, there's some holes through it.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Exclusive? What's your first name so I don't have to call you Exclusive?
No, it's Lewis.
Hey, Lewis.
All right. So here's the deal. So I got ATM and I got a package from them to start up my display tank, which has Outbreak, has a Colony, and then it has this thing called Agent Green, which controls phosphates.
Yep.
So my thing is I have Live Rock right now in the QT tank, and I really don't want to remove it because everything is doing well. So my thinking was I was going to take all that and transfer it to the display tank when I started up in about 2 weeks.
Right.
The thing is, I had somebody else from Manhattan Reefs, huh?
You're going to take fish and rock out of your QT and put it in your display?
Yeah, to start up the cycle.
Right.
Because with ATM, you're supposed to dump Outbreak in. No, Colony. You're supposed to dump the Colony in there and then put the fish in. And I was gonna put the Live Rock in there to speed up the cycle. The thing is,
What treatments have you used in your QT?
what's that?
What treatments have you used in your quarantine?
Nothing. Nothing's been in there. Just a fish for a week.
Right, so it's just a fish only. You've never used any treatments in there.
No treatment.
No,
yeah.
nothing in there.
Right,
No, nothing in there.
Right, so it's okay to rock.
Yeah, so I was gonna put my marine. I have a marine block in that I just got. I was gonna put that in my QT tank also to start seeding it and sit in there for about 2 weeks, and I have about 100 pounds of rock that's curing right now. That's been in water for about a month. No, like 2 months. The problem is I haven't changed the water in like 3 weeks, so I don't know what's going on with that. So my thing is I don't want to kill my clownfish, so I'm not sure if I should just add the colony in there and seed it with some liquid ammonia that I have, or just add the clownfish in there with the ATM.
Right, this is what you want to do, right? You want to put the water, put your rock.
So what I would do is I would put all of the Live Rock in the tank, put in the ATM colony, and then wait maybe like a day, and then put in your clownfish.
No. Completely wrong. Completely wrong.
Oh,
You
we
need to
can
put
hear
your
you.
colony in, and you need to
Oh,
put
we
your
can hear
fish
you.
in. Right, can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah.
You need to put your colony in and your fish in straight away. Trust me.
All right. So Paul, here's the thing, right? The fish are about like 0.75 to an inch, probably about close to an inch. The gallons is I'm putting them inside a 100-gallon tank. I don't think they're gonna produce enough ammonia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To
Well,
feed it.
So
It's your biology.
yeah, and
You know, slowly. So it'll
yeah,
take care of
and
most for now. Just don't dump 100 fish in tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you'd be fine.
Here's the thing, right? The thing is, this guy in Manhattan Reef, he started ATM, and he started with 4 chromas, and 3 of them died in about like 2 weeks because his nitrites went like over 100.
Wow. But you're going to bring all that rock in with them? You should be all right.
Because that rock could contain like detritus and all that. Detritus and all that, and that'll cause ammonia. Moving the rock will cause a bit of ammonia spike anyway. And that'll counteract it.
Yeah.
All right. So now his
sounds like he
should I
did
dump the
something
rock?
completely wrong. Because if he had all those
Here's
fish
the thing.
die, most
Yeah.
likely one died, that ammonia spike. Another one died, that ammonia spike time 2. Another one died, that's time 3. Now all of a sudden you got 100. Yeah, I mean that right there makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think Yeah, I think he messed up because what do you call it? When he was saying that he fed heavy on like the first 2 days, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to feed at all the first day or two. You know what I mean? Just so that everything kind of stabilizes. But here's the thing, right? I don't know how much phosphates I got coming out of that rock. So do you think I should just fill up the tank and let it run for like 2-3 days and then test for phosphates and see if there's anything leaching out of that?
Well, you've got your agent green, and all your agent green will drop your phosphates immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
All right. So should I dump that? Should I dump that the same time as colony?
No, because you need to know exactly what phosphates you've got in. It's not going to do any harm.
Yeah, I haven't
with
tested.
colony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got to remember, if you're transferring that rock over, that's all seeded rock. You're going to fill it with fresh water. Are you going to transfer some of that water over in the QT over and all?
Right. Well, let's get all the facts.
I might transfer like 5 gallons, 7 gallons, whatever's clean.
Right. I'm getting confused. Yeah. I'm looking at Innovative's pictures here, and we're talking to you, so I'm getting confused. What is in your display tank now?
You talking to me?
Yeah, Lewis.
Can you put your camera on?
Nothing.
Nothing. No rock.
My camera's broken. That's what.
Right.
Nothing. My Q tank is sitting in the middle of my living room with nothing in it. I'm finishing off my stand.
I got you. So you're not going to add any new rock. All the rock. All the rock that's going in your display is already cycled in your QT.
No. I have about 100 pounds cycling in a bin.
Oh, okay.
So I'm adding that rock.
Wait.
Is it cycled? I don't know.
Wait, hold on. You have 100 pounds cycling in a bin already?
Yeah.
For how long?
2 months.
How many water changes?
Probably like 3.
So you did 3 water changes on that. That rock is probably either almost cycled or is cycled.
It's still white, man. It's the color of the rock has not changed at all since I got it. I mean, it's still pure white.
The color of the rock has nothing to do with the rock being cycled.
All right, cool.
The color of the rock has to do with you having lights on the rock, it building up a skin basically against light penetration. It's basically that's where you get the color of the rock.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add 100 gallons. I'm gonna add that rock, and then I'm gonna add whatever seeded rock that I have in my QT tank, which is it's probably like the size of a golf ball. Plus, I wanted to put in the pure block.
So, do you have a Petco nearby?
Yeah.
All right. You should take a water sample from that 100 pounds of rock. Take that to your Petco and let them do a ammonia test on that, and they will tell you if that has 0 ammonia. Basically, if that rock is cycled.
I do it myself. I can do it myself. I have ammonia, nitro. I have all the tests. I mean, I have the Honda test, everything.
All right,
so
there you
I
go.
can check phosphate. Yeah,
there you go.
I'll just do that next week or so. I'll check and see what the levels are of ammonia and phosphates, and then probably do another water change.
You got 0 nitrite, 0 ammonia, and a little bit of nitrate. You're good. You know what I mean? Cool. But definitely check the phosphates too.
All right. Yeah, I just didn't know with ATM. I just didn't want to dump it in there and dump my fish in there, and all of a sudden 2 days later, my freaking clown croak.
Yeah. I might not throw the ammonia in. The ammonia supplement that comes with the colony, the ATM ammonia.
I didn't get any ammonia.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, it's only colony. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, you already have your rock. You already have it cycling. You already have most likely your bacteria on there if it's fully cycled. Myself, I would not take cycled live rock already and dump in ATM colony. That rock already has 100 times million of bacteria that you're going to be dumping in with that colony. because that rock is already cycled. It already has all of the bacteria it needs.
Bacteria.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna test the water on next week. I guess on Monday, I'm gonna be going because I live in an apartment, so I have to build my tank and I have to QT. I have to do everything in my parents' house because they own a house with a garage and everything. So I got to do everything there. So I'm living once a week when I get to work on the tank and so forth. So I'm gonna go there on Monday. I'm gonna test the waters and see what they say, and then take it from there. But hopefully, I'm gonna fill this thing up next week.
So your Agent Green, that is lanthanum chloride. Just a honest opinion, and from my experience, I would not use that. I would not use that. Basically, you're just gonna drop your phosphate to 0 within like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Because what that does is that takes phosphate and calcium hydroxide or calcium carbonate maybe, and it basically binds in the sand. It basically takes your phosphate, calcium, and alkalinity, and it binds it in the sand.
Yeah, it doesn't just make it disappear. It hides it.
I'm just going to go pick my daughter up, lads. I'll be back in about half an hour.
All right, I'll hold on the stream.
Narcosis has controls.
You all have.
You all do. But yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try that. Now here's another question: should I introduce all the fish first and then corals, or mixed match?
So what I do as far as reefing is I take one fish, I put one fish in, I let him survive for 2 weeks. And if he can survive for 2 weeks, that tank is ready for everything. So then I kind of, add like another fish. Like 2 days later, I add another fish. Corals don't matter as long as you are not blasting them with flow or moving them every other day or something like that. I mean, like as long as you put them in there, hey, this is a spot this coral is going to stay. Most likely it will survive, unless it's a acro. Acros are
because what I was thinking was
different story.
What I was thinking was getting all my wrasse in, about like 3-4 wrasse, and getting them all at the same time. And then once I get them all in there, and then my next is I'll probably want to get like 1 or 2 angelfish, get them in there, and then lastly get the tangs and get all the tangs at the same time, probably like 2 or 3 tangs.
So
because I feel like if I get a yellow tang and I put him in there, he's gonna feel domination, and he's gonna try to dominate everybody else once I put everybody else in.
Right. It sounds
Put
like
him in last. Put him in last.
Yeah, that's what he's talking
Put
about.
him in last. Put him in after like 2 months or so, and I would feed the tank a little bit heavier, like maybe like 5 days before you put them in. That way, when you put them in, it doesn't spike the tank right away. You know what I mean? Like it already has a little bit more bacteria to be able to handle them coming in there and creating a little more ammonia. See what I'm saying?
Just have a bottle of Dr. Tim's on hand, whenever you're adding livestock. I'm sorry I came into the conversation late. I wasn't listening. I was doing something. But whenever you're adding fish, if you just want to, just have peace of mind, you could have Dr. Tim's or Biospira on hand to kind of like dose once you add new livestock.
It all starts with the ATM colony question, so that's what he has.
Oh.
Well, when it comes to bottle bacteria for me, is I don't know exactly what's in that bottle. You know what I mean?
Right. I was always under the influence that it didn't matter. Like it wouldn't hurt what you have to add more bacteria. Like you can't overdose it, but it gets to a point where you're not helping it either. But I don't see any downside of him pouring colony into an established even tank with all recycled rock. It's just gonna
Dr. Tim says the same thing.
Introduce a different strain, or and the stronger the bacteria will always win. That's my opinion. I don't think it would hurt.
You know what's funny? It's my cycle was stuck, where nitrites were up and nitrates weren't coming up. They were just like at like 10. And then all of a sudden I added this piece of live rock that I got from Fishtown. And 2 days later, boom, everything just. So I was like, wow, it does matter. I'm never gonna cycle another tank or do anything without a piece of live something, because it just takes, you know, and then you can still your cycle, you know.
So,
Well, I don't think there's any such thing as live rock anymore. There's established rock and there's dry rocks.
Established, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
established rock.
Yeah.
So on that fact, I am actually the same as you on that. Every tank that I've ever started, I've always took a piece of rock that came out of either somebody's tanks that's been up for like 5 years or, you know, something like that. Normally longer than 5 years, and I've always added a piece of that into my tank to like start the seed. I never dump bottles in my tank. I always just take a seeded piece, put it in my tank, so that'll already bring in my core line algae. That'll already bring in my bacteria. That'll bring in, you know, hey, maybe some kind of copepod, stuff like that. But you always want to make sure you definitely check it, because you may be entering in pests like red bugs or Montipore eating nudibranchs or zoa spiders or something that you don't want.
Hey, Seymour, are you here?
Yeah, and
yes.
going back to that, going back to the question on the clowns, being that Petco didn't medicate with copper, should I just leave them, or, you know?
If you don't see a sign of any trouble, I wouldn't medicate. I don't believe in medicating a fish unless there's something wrong with them. It's
I
like
feel the same way, but everybody's telling me different. Everybody's telling me, oh, you know, they have a thick coat, and, you know, they can have the parasite underneath the coat, and blah blah blah. And then once you transfer them to the display tank, you're gonna find it. I'm like, dude, I don't see any illness. They're eating, they're fine. They're eating pellets, and they're eating mice and shrimps today. They're fine. So why would I medicate something that's not there?
Is that the only fish that's in the tank now?
Yeah, it's a 10-gallon QT tank. Yeah.
Yeah, so if just leave them in there and just observe them. Like, if don't medicate unless, you know what, I always try to do tank transfer just as a precaution. I know it's tough on the fish, but what's in your display tank now?
Nothing.
Yeah, well, you know what? I would. The reason why I even bother to do it is because I have a fully stocked tank, and I have a lot invested. Like, I know you don't want to lose fish, but right now there's no fish for you to lose. Like, I wouldn't medicate, you know, the fish now. You know, just keep it in observation and just watch it.
Right.
All right. And then another question: how long do you guys acclimate and drip a new fish for?
Half hour.
Half
hour drip.
I at least try to double the amount of water the fish was in.
Yeah. Test the salinity. Really about the salinity. Like, test the salinity, and if it's close, if the salinity is like 1.08, if it's like 18 and you want to get it up to 25, like, take a half an hour and just do it. But if it's really close, then you don't need that long acclimation. Like, my fish store keeps relatively, you know, like about 2-3. So I only drip acclimate for a little bit. But when I get
that's good.
Like live aquaria, there'll be like 17, 18, like, it's really low. So I take longer to drip then.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what I did was impatient. I had to leave. Wait, hold on. I had to leave, so I just kind of put the bag in the tank. I gave it about like literally 5-10 minutes for it to go up in temperature, and I tested the water, and the salt was at 0.18. So I started drip acclimating them, and I honestly waited about 15 minutes. It almost doubled in water size, and I took them, put them in the tank. I grabbed them with my hands, and they're doing fine, no problems.
Right.
Well, the exact key words that you said was that it doubled in water size, which is a fair way of acclimating your fish. Since you do have a display tank and you have a quarantine set up, you can take like 3 gallons out of your quarantine, put in 3 gallons out of your tank, put that in your quarantine tank, and you can kind of acclimate them like that while being in that quarantine tank.
Got to remember his tanks aren't in the same house, so he's going to be like he's buying them from a pet store when he's moving them from his QT to his other.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Wait, what do you mean? My tanks are in my house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you just said they were at the mother's house or something.
No, my rock is curing at my mom's house in the garage.
Okay.
So
yeah, no, the stand is here. I mean the tanks are here.
You're gonna have to draw some because this is getting confusing. No, I'm kidding.
So when you move that rock, make sure you keep it wet. You can drench it in paper towel. You can drench it in like newspaper
here's the
stuff
thing.
like that. But you got to make sure you keep it at least damp in order for that bacteria to survive.
Right.
But that's the thing. Is like, how long do I have? Because I have to drive. It's about like 20 minutes from my mom's house here.
Yeah.
How long do I have if I just take it out and just put it in a bucket with no water?
I wouldn't. I would throw some water in there.
Because the thing is, I'm gonna have to do aquascape afterwards when I get home, and that's gonna take probably like a couple of hours.
Oh, you're gonna try and do it dry with live rock? I never liked that.
Yeah. It's all.
I'd rather work underwater.
So what you should do is you should wrap it in like newspaper or paper towel, put like a bunch of like wet paper towel in the bucket and try to keep that rock wet. If I was you, I would try to keep that rock wet because if you don't, that rock is going to die and dead bacteria is going to ammonia spike. Your bacteria inside your rock will be trying to eat the ammonia, but it'll be like killing itself all at one time because like the ammonia spike. So I would try to keep that rock wet somehow. Either like wrap it in newspaper, wrap it in paper towel, put drenched paper towel in there.
Crap.
Dump cups of water on it as you're going. Whatever you got to do, I would try to keep it wet.
Because what were you going to escape with that cement stuff, the aqua forest?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna use, Dave.
That's rough on. It's rough on live rock. Leaving it dry is going to kill it, like Narcosis said. Eric B says 2 hours is long. Live rock, I guess, could stay out of water. I don't know about that, but that's what the suggestion is. It's a tough one. Most of these people that cement everything together, it's dry rock. Like, you saw what Seaplay did. That was dead Bucani.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go downstairs get my daughter. Be right back.
I just think of when Nat King took all his rocks out and went to bed. Woke up the next morning. You can't put those in, buddy.
So something that I have been noticing as a trend is that we have like new school reefers and old school reefers, and like other people have like different like ways of doing things. You know what I mean? Like the quarantine medicating era is more of the like new school reefer. Yeah. It's like, oh, I need to quarantine. I need to do this. I need to do that. Most of us like old school guys, we just kind of, have like old school ways.
Right.
Like, quarantining a fish, like I would have to see something wrong with that fish for me to be like, I need to treat it. Kind of like myself. I'm not going to go to the hospital if I have, just a common cold. Like, I got to be like spitting up phlegm. I got to be, have like a really bad cough with it. I can't just have a runny nose and be like, I need to go to the doctor. You know what I mean?
I hear you, but I hear you. But right now, I hear you. I don't know if I consider myself like a newer. I don't know what I consider myself, but when my tank was new, I was okay with throwing stuff in. But now you look at it, I have a mature tank. I can't afford, like, if I lose stuff because of disease, like I'm wiping out hundreds of dollars worth of fish.
Not even that. They're your pets, man.
Yeah.
They're your family.
Oh, yeah.
No, I hear you. On a new tank, you can just pop and drop, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much on like a new tank, it's more plop and drop.
I
But-
only buy fish from Absolute Fish, and I trust them. Not saying they could get a bad fish. They couldn't get a bad fish, but it's the only place I ever bought fish. I don't buy them online. I don't go to Petco. So, yes, I don't QT, and I'm not suggesting anybody else to do it or not do it, but that's me. I go in and look at my fish before I buy them. I like this fish. I'll watch him there for 15 minutes, you know? Is he scratching the rock? Is he doing this? No. So I bring him home and I plop him right in. Is that the right thing? No.
Yeah, it's plop and drop.
No, I don't plop and drop. I do acclimate. I do drip. You know, I get the water right, but I don't acclimate in it or put them in a QT tank. And I definitely wouldn't medicate a fish if I didn't see a sign.
So, as you said, that is my first execution is, hey, I'm going to, stare at this fish. I'm going to make sure that this fish is perfect. This fish has no spots on him. He doesn't have a weird swim pattern. He isn't fighting with other fish in, pretty much like in the store in the tank.
And
he's not like avoiding other fish.
Right. And is he eating? That's a biggie too.
Pretty much the first thing I do is say, can you feed him? Can I see him eat? If the person at the pet store is like, oh, I just fed him, I'll say, all right, thank you. I'm sorry, but I can't buy that fish because you just fed him is not a good excuse
for
fish not to eat. Because my fish eat all day long. They pick all day long. I put food in, they're going to eat. I just fed them, yeah. But, if you put a nice cheeseburger in front of my face, what do you think I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I think it's going down the hatch, guys.
There's always room for dessert.
So, and some other reefers are the same way. Hey, they watch the fish. They may come back a week later, see if the fish is still there.
Put them on hold, even.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
A lot of places will do that. They'll put them on hold. At my pet store, they'll put a line right through it, and they'll write Dave next to it. And it can sit there a week. I'll pay for it, but if it dies, I'm going to get a different fish or store credit.
Oh yeah. And honestly, it is their responsibility to keep fish alive in their store. I mean, if a pet store can't keep fish alive in their store, and you walk in there and every tank's got a dead fish, you're not gonna buy from them. You're gonna find a different retailer. You're gonna find a different store.
Right. And remember though that fish do die. So if there is one dead fish in the store, hey, it probably happens. Don't worry about it. Don't get a bad taste in your mouth for that whole store because they have one dead fish. But like you said, if there's multiple dead fish, sometimes they come in, wild caught fish just don't make it.
Yeah, but any good fish store is gonna notice, hey, that fish is gonna die, and they're either one of two things. They're either gonna take them out so that people don't have to see that,
right,
or they're going to try to save that fish, which I believe they should try to move the fish around, find out why it's tanking. But if you go in the store and it's...
I'm going to disagree with you there, only because, if I see one dead fish, I don't hold it against the store. But if a fish is sick, I don't believe in, moving it. Yeah, I agree, move him to a quarantine tank, but I don't believe in moving a fish around if he's sick because you're only going to stress it out. When I'm sick, I want to be left alone. I just want to be put in a quiet place and just be left the heck alone. So I'm not going to advocate moving around sick fish sometimes. I disagree with this with my wife all the time. Whenever she doesn't see a fish or a fish looks stressed, she wants to go move rock and look for the fish. I'm like, no, the fish.
Yeah, that's not good. Looking for the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, it's that store is trying to sell fish. And if you're trying to sell shoes, and you got a bad pair up there that the box is all crushed up and dented up, you just gonna leave it there and let everybody see it, or are you gonna, you know, take that and return it, or take that and move it around so that?
Yeah, but not, you know, one or two. Yeah, if I go in and I see a whole bunch of dead fish, yeah. If I see a whole bunch of dead fish, yeah, that's a problem. But one, you know, it could be they're busy and it just died and they didn't see it.
I'll always tell them that, hey, you know, you got a dead fish in tank 7 or whatever. You might want to get that out. And they're, oh, thank you.
Oh yeah. Telling them is kind of key. You know, like if you tell them, you can kind of see what they do with it. Do they actually take it out? How has that fish died? Is he in there full of like white spots? Is he in there with like ick? Is he bent or turned a funny way? I don't know. Like I'm kind of weird like that. I kind of like.
If I see that, I'm out. I ain't buying anything from that store. If it's sitting there, you know, ick covered dead with a crab eating it, yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
Sitting there dead with a crab eating. Oh yeah, man, that's like one of those things, man. It's just like, you know. Yeah, so in this hobby you have like new school reefers, you have like old school reefers. The bottle bacteria, I believe that there is bacteria in there. Yes, I have started a tank with bacteria. I have not had good results, but that's just me, I guess. I'm not a big fan of it. To be honest, I'm just not a big fan of the bottle bacteria. Because nothing in this hobby is instant, and I just think that way. You know, cycling a tank is not instant. Some people have good results. Some people don't.
I've had good results when I was moving from one tank to the next, and there simply wasn't enough time. There simply wasn't enough time to like get everything done. So I used I think I used Biospiro one time, and then I used Dr. Tim's the other time. But you know, Dr. Tim's, like he does like public aquariums and stuff like that. Like that's his, I think he does consulting. Like his bacteria, it's not just hobby, like it's used in like public aquariums and other big areas where they need to cycle a tank and have a display running within a few days. Like that's the type of stuff they use. So it might not work for you, which I understand, but I've used it a couple of times with good results, and it's worked perfectly, you know, for me. I've used it twice. In fact, 3 times now. That was my son. And I was bringing fish from like my old 40 breeder to my current tank, and I was like 4 or 5 fish, and I didn't have time to like, once I did the aquascape and the rocks were cured, I just put Dr. Tim's in and brought the fish over, and everything was good. Everything was good. But, you know, like you also have like Exclusive was in here. He's on, you know, he's doing something now, and he didn't seem to have good results with it. So I don't know what's the difference is between having good results and not. But for some people, it seems to work. Others, yeah, it didn't. Like he was just, yeah, he's been having issues for a while cycling this tank. And I think he just said the minute he put like some actual, like a piece of live rock in his tank, that's when the cycle like finally finished. But before
that's true.
That,
yeah.
But it could have been the other way too. Maybe he didn't have anything for the bacteria to eat, and that new rock did supply something for the bacteria to eat, as well as have bacteria on it.
That's the thing.
We're talking about ammonia?
Yeah, that's the thing that Dr. Tim's recommends. The minute you put his bacteria in, you put like fish or put like the ammonia that he supplied. But Exclusive, I think you said you put the ammonia and it still didn't work.
I did. No, I put Dr. Tim's in there, and then I added the Dr. Tim's ammonia in a bottle, and I put it up to 2.0 ppm, and it was there for it didn't move. Honestly, it didn't move for about like 16 days. At about 16 days, that's when I started seeing it. But here's the thing, right? I went to after a couple of days, I went over to Seacham and I got stability, added stability, and I still didn't see any change. So the guy in the fish store was like, look, you need to give it at least like 2 solid weeks. I did. So at 2 solid weeks, that's when I actually started seeing changes in nitrite and nitrate. I'm like, okay. From that point, then it took another 2 weeks. Anyway, in total, it took 40 days to cycle a tank with nothing in it. With no live rock, no nothing. And at day 40, that's when I added the piece of live rock, and it finished the cycle within like 2-3 days.
Wait, when you say no live rock, did you have sand or anything in the tank?
Nothing. Here, I got my camera working. Hold up, I'll
Wait,
show
hold
you.
on, wait, exclusive. Wait, hang on a second. Let me ask you. So you just had water and fish in the tank?
Here, that's what I have. I don't know if you guys can see.
Yeah.
So I have the fish.
But exclusive, you can't. But hold on a second. Now I'm thinking exclusive.
All right.
There was nothing for the there was nothing for the bacteria to populate on.
Yes.
I mean, I have that. Hold up. I have the PVC pipes, and then also in the HOB here.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, this camera is way off. And see, I have the HOB here, and I have carbon in here, and I also have what do you call it? I had the matrix in there.
Okay, I see. I gotcha. Sorry.
So that's the QT tank that I have. Sorry, this camera's. If I go to the left, it moves to the right, and if I go to the right, it moves to the left. So I'll show you the tank.
So the piece of PVC pipe, yes, it is going to take a long time for bacteria to
yeah, I also think
get onto that because that's like a fake source. You know, that's kind of like fake.
It could also
There's a
be.
tank.
I'm also going to take a while, I guess, and say, because I saw Dr. Tim's one time at somewhere, and I remember he was telling someone that, you know, you can probably poison, like, by adding too much. I don't know, you know, you said you measured the ammonia, so I'm going to, you know, go with your word, but he also said, you know, you can poison the bacteria. Like, if you give too much ammonia, you basically overwhelm it and get crushed.
Oh, yeah, you kill it.
So, you know, I don't know what happened. I'm glad you know, you finally solved it and got over it. But wait, is that the Red Sea tank?
That's the SCA. Yeah, that's the SCA 100 gallon. And I got the mesh on top. The one with the bulk resupply.
Nice.
And it fits right in. Yeah. So I just have these white pieces here just so my kid doesn't bang her head or anything against it. I'm protecting the glass itself.
Right.
So I got that, and then I have the sump here, just waiting.
There you go.
So now it's just a waiting game.
Hey, did anyone see that BRS video yesterday with the Aquatic Life T5 fixture?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't take a look at it yet.
Yeah, that's the one I pre-ordered. I'm excited to get it, especially with the numbers that BRS got. Plus, I have 2 old Kessel 360s in my closet that I was gonna sell. I used them on my old tank like 2 years ago, and I took them off and just stored them. You know, but BRS is saying like the best, you know, spread they see is with the best combination they see is with the Kessels and the T5 fixture. So I'm gonna seriously consider, like, you know, I always said I love the shimmer on the Kessel the best, so I might go back to my Kessels. I can't wait for that fixture. I'm excited.
Did they ever update the software for Kessel?
I didn't hear you, Dave.
Did they ever update that software for the Kessel?
Oh no, I'm using the old 360s that the AP700. No.
Oh, okay.
Somebody in the chat said the other day that even though they've pushed a couple of updates since then, it still gives issues. So if you're an AP700 owner, don't hold your breath.
Oh, that was only the AP700, not the cans.
The 360s don't use software. It's just a dial.
I got you. Okay. So there's no ramping up or down. It's just on and off.
You can ramp up or down, but it's simple. You just connect it to your controller or to the Kessel controller, and you just ramp it up and down with the 0 to 10 volt port. The AP700, there was an app you had to connect it to and do, you know, that's the only way to program it.
Yeah, I've never had Kessel, and I just knew there was a software problem. I didn't know it was only the AP700. Gotcha.
Yeah, but I had that one. I got that one. I got that one. And the reason why I was especially pissed, because I think that's one of the only lights I've ever, like a lot of the stuff I have, like I buy it close out from people, but I think that light I actually bought that new with my own money. So that was painful. I was hurt.
What are you doing with the Radions, buddy?
Exclusive's back, guys.
Haven't made any decisions yet, Dave.
I'm just kidding. I gotta buy car stuff, man.
I still got a pump over here for you, man.
I'm not even putting out a video this weekend. So.
What pump?
I think Dave was looking for like a J-Bo pump. I have one here.
Does it work?
Yeah, it works.
I could always use another J-Bo. What is it?
You're gonna be in anytime soon? Narcosis?
Oh, don't worry, man. I jump on a plane to come get that. I'll be able to pick that up and those pumps all in one swipe.
My Vario state is making like some weird noises.
Maybe I'll get a pump because I'm liking that pump Billy Pipes has, that DCS 5000.
I think I have the DCS 6000.
Oh,
are you talking about a return pump?
Hang on, let me see. I think I told you it was like 750 gallons to liters. Let me tell you how many it is.
I thought it was more. I think the 5000 is like 13.
No, I think I have the 3000. I think I have the DCS 3000, which is about 800 gallons per hour.
Which is probably fine. I mean, I'm using a pond pump right now. It's 880, but it's got a metal shaft, so I don't know. And it's AC. I can't slow it down. It's just one speed. I can turn a little disc on the cover if I want to cut it back.
Yeah, I'm actually today, like as I'm talking to you guys now, I got a power supply. I bought a new power supply for the old Vectra.
Right.
And I spoke to Ecotech, and they agreed to send me another, power supply, which I'm gonna have a backup. I'm glad about that. They asked me to send the old one in, so I thumbs up Ecotech for that. But the Vario's pump is just starting to make some noise, and then. Like Pelfrey, I'm not trying to call anybody out publicly here, but man, like Coral View, like Pelfrey and a couple other people warned me that, the guy from Coral View, customer service from Coral View sometimes is not that helpful. So the guy basically told me like, yeah, your plumbing was too restrictive. That's why your pump, like my pump is making like a huge whirring noise now. After those two.
That's a crock. That's a crock right there, dude. I'm sorry to say that's a crock.
I'm using 3/4 inch plumbing. I step down. The pump comes with 1 1/4, and I step down to 3/4 because that's what the Red Sea Reefer uses. And then the guy's telling me like, yeah, that's because you restricted the plumbing, so it had to work harder and a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, dude.
So
3/4 is a nominal return that most people use. Not most people, but a lot.
And the guy was saying like, I said, so when I said, like when I take it off the tank, it makes less noise. He's like, yeah, because it's already kind of broken in that position, so you're gonna have to deal with it from now on. So finally, I got pissed. I'm like, come on, man, 2 months. I bought this pump 2 months, and so he said, send it in. No promises. Send it in. We'll test the power draw and a bunch of things. And, if we see anything wrong, we'll replace it. Like he's basically saying, no promises. But, listen, I'll never buy another. Like it'll be hard pressed to find me to buy like another Reef Octopus pump, to be honest.
If anybody ever told me I have to deal with it, I won't deal with them anymore. It's just
but when I had the original Gyre, I gotta be honest, like customer service was less than helpful. But I never really liked that pump anyway. So I was looking for any reason to sort of get rid of it. But now I'm after talking to a couple of people. I didn't mean to call out Pelfrey publicly, but he's one. But there's a couple other people that. That just said like,
So you gotta tell me why you do not like the Max Spec Gyre, because I actually have a 250.
It's not that I don't like the Gyre. The first generation Gyre was just a pain in the butt. Like the parts were so finicky that when you took it apart to clean it, it was so hard to put back together. Like when I took it apart to clean it the first time, I just never got the pump to work properly again. I ended up just selling it to somebody. Generation 2 is much better. I actually like it. It's funny, I actually think the Ice Cap is a better pump, like easier to take apart. The second generation is fine. I like it. It's just that my issue with it is that maintenance, like you have to maintain it properly or the performance goes down a lot fast. Like you can have a Tunzi. I have Tunzi 6095s. I've seen Ecotech pumps that have gone years without cleaning, and I'm not saying that the pump didn't. Wait, give me a second. My laptop is dying. Let me just plug it in. Un momento, por favor. Un momento.
They're speaking Spanish in the background. That was priceless. That was priceless.
Must have a few Spanish kids over there too.
Start saying, "Hold on." He said, "Hold on, 1 minute. Hold on, 1 minute."
All right.
Start speaking Spanish in the background.
So yeah, you can go months, probably years, a year without cleaning Ecotech or Tunzi pumps, and they still work. It's not that the performance won't drop, but if you have a tank, like a mature tank that grows coralline a lot, and you're running a gyre, like be prepared to clean it often, like at least every 2 to 3 months. I could go from running my pump, when my pump is clean and new, I have to run it at 30% versus when it's dirty, like after 2 months now, I have to run it about 60 or 70%. That's the difference. That's the difference in performance. So right now, you know, I have an MP40 on one side of the tank, and on the other side of the tank, I have the gyre. But what I do is, like every month, I just swap the gyre because I can't afford, I can't afford to be turning the percentage up and down, and I don't want to be cleaning pumps every month. So I just take it off, swap it, and then when I get time, I clean it, put it in storage, and then the next month I swap it. So that's my only thing with the gyre. I like the flow pattern, I like everything, but it requires, and it's not even like, it doesn't require like a full soak and tear down and clean, but that's annoying to have to clean your pumps at least, every 2 months at least. That's kind of annoying.
I should probably.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing my Ecotech, man, going 6 months, and that thing is caked with algae before then. I just take off the wet side and clean it.
My gyre's been on my tank for, what, 7, 8 months now, and I've never cleaned it.
Well,
it's still pumping hard.
Well,
pumping good, and it's purple.
Yeah. Narcos is probably when you take that thing off. And I did a video like a couple months ago of cleaning it. When I took that thing off and cleaned it and put it back on the tank, it spewed water all over my floor. So you might be surprised. You might be surprised, Narcos. Like, you know what Narcos is? Whenever you decide to take it off to clean it, please do make a video of it and look at the performance difference yourself. Like, you might not even notice it.
There you go, content. Good content.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Question. I just added a marine pure block to the QT tank to start seeding. Too bad it came broken in half, so I'm pissed about that. But do I need to do anything with that rock before I put it in there, other than just kind of like wash it out from debris?
Yeah, you just got to get the dust out of it. But other than that,
no. Hey man.
So pop and drop, huh?
Yeah.
Pop and drop.
Pop and drop, baby.
Exclusive. I have a bag of, I know you say you don't want them, but man, I have a bag of like 15 to 20 Chemi Pure balls that whenever that new tank goes up, I can easily meet you up and give it to you. And you have like a year old, like stuff that's been seeding for like a year. It has sponges. It has a bunch of things on it. I'm telling you, it's here if you want it. Dave, you could have some food.
Yeah.
I know Dave is putting up a new tank. So Dave, I have, Marine Pure that's been seeding for like almost 2 years. So if you need, if you're starting up a tank and you want some, even if to drop in your quarantine or seed the new tank, I got some.
Thank you.
Yeah, see how Hawk is doing this week and then go from there.
Yeah. Whenever you put up the new tank, man, it's a good way to at least put it in the sump. Like I'm just going from the balls to the plate.
What?
I think that sounds yeah. I'm going from the spheres to the plate. So that's why I don't need them anymore. But hey, quick exclusive, yeah. Whenever I try to buy those plates from like Amazon or BRS, I never get them. Whole. I always buy those local and open it in the store. For some reason, man, I've had bulk Reef Supply try to ship me the thing, like 2 or 3 times till eventually they're like, we shipped you 3. They're broken. Like you can just put rubber bands about them and we'll give you half the money back. And I said, yeah, that's good. Because then, I ended up just having like broken pieces that I then like rubber banded together. But I never was able to get that thing shipped to me whole. It's so brittle that it breaks easy. If you're doing the big thick piece, it ships better, but the thin plates, I always try to get that stuff local. And if you get it at your fish store, have them open it in the store to make sure it's not broken.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I did get the thin plate, and it came in half. I didn't care. It was an even break, so I just put them side by side. To me, it's just to see the tank, nothing more, nothing less. Nobody's ever gonna see them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It does suck, but it's not like a skate or who cares?
Where I want to use it though, those plates, I kind of need it whole because if it breaks apart, it's gonna be in an area of the sump that's gonna be hard to take out. So I actually need, like that plate, but I need it whole. So I'm gonna go to like a fish store and try to buy it locally. Maybe I'll come to Absolutely Fish, Dave, and I can give you the pump then.
All right. When you coming?
I'll let you know. It won't be this weekend. I'm going to like a tattoo convention tomorrow, but.
Tattoo, huh?
Yeah.
You can get some more Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting, I have a Stark one, so I was thinking of getting maybe a Targaryen one now.
Why?
Why? So then nobody's gonna care.
Come on, man. You are not going to put that freaking incest stuff on you, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Targaryens, freaking incest.
No, it's not Targaryens. It's the other ones, isn't it?
No, man. It's Targaryens. Freaking Jaime Lannister and Cersei.
No, that's the Lannisters, buddy.
Yeah, the Lannisters. No, they both do it, don't they?
Yeah, Targaryens used to marry each other.
They all do it.
Not all. Come on. Starks don't do that crap.
Oh no.
They pretty much just freaking venture out.
Winter is coming.
Yeah.
Well, they don't do it. They don't do it knowingly. They might do it because Jon Snow doesn't know. So they don't do it knowingly.
Is she his aunt or his niece? I forget.
His aunt. She's his aunt.
Well, Jon Snow is not a Stark either, though.
No,
that's right.
He's a
Targaryen.
No, he's half Stark, half Targaryen. He's the literally what's it called? What's the book's called? A Song of Fire and Ice. He is literally fire and ice.
Yeah, but you are what your dad made you. That's why you get his last name. So
I'm not saying I condone it, but if my aunt looked like that, I don't know.
Oh, come on, Dave.
It's adorable.
Oh man, Dave, he went there. Dave went there.
Dave went there. Dave's always gonna go there. Come on. If there's a there, I'm there.
Dave went there.
If Daenerys is there, I'm there. If Dave is there, I'm there.
So I just made some dosing containers from these Voss water bottles. So last week my wife went to Target and we bought all the Voss water we could find for like $2. Oh yeah, the 800 dude.
The big ones, the glass one.
Yeah.
Okay. They're still sitting on a shelf. I never filled them. They're ready to go. I just got to pour the stuff in. But crazy week.
They're being sold on Amazon for like 3 of the empty water bottles for like $25.
It's crazy.
Yeah. People use them for arts and crafts and for like these.
I told you, get quart quarts or 40s of Corona. They're clear glass. Put a cork in the top. You're done, and it looks cool. And you get the Corona instead of that nasty water.
Not nasty. It's Voss.
Voss.
Not nasty as Voss.
I got orange flavored. I don't know what kind of sparkling Voss water.
Oh, those are nice too, man. Those are pretty cool though. The sparkling flavored ones, yeah.
I don't know.
I like those.
Go over to Haley's house, get some empty vodka bottles. They're clear.
Yeah,
Go to Haley's house to get some empty vodka.
yeah. I'm gonna start vodka.
Haley today.
Oh, vodka bottles would be pretty cool.
He's doing the mom thing. Hey, get them Skull vodkas. They're like $100 each.
Skull vodka?
Yeah, it comes in a skull. The glass is shaped like a skull. It's pretty cool.
Oh, we're talking about two different things. I thought you were talking about the Skull vodka, the SKOL vodka, the cheap vodka.
No, there's one that actually comes in a skull. The bottle is a skull.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Gotta find something to eat. Hungry.
I gotta go jack up the new car and check out the brakes.
Have you drove it yet?
You bought a new car already, Dave?
You can pretty much tell what's wrong with it by driving it around.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's not got a bad caliper hanging up or anything before I order parts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can tell by driving it. Do you hear like any rubbing? Like when you're not hitting the brakes, do you hear any rubbing or clanking?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably good.
Dave, I walk into my house with you talking about incest, right?
Yeah,
so,
there you go. Come on, if she was your aunt, what would you? It would cross your mind at least.
I don't know. I'd have to get adopted.
Yeah.
I'd have to be adopted.
Hey, you've been listening this whole time, Paul? I thought you went to bed, man.
25 o'clock at night. I went to pick my daughter up from work.
What are you eating?
Yeah.
Sausage roll.
Oh, Chelsea won today. Damn rent boys.
What is that?
Yeah, United lost.
They did?
Sausage meat and puff pastry.
Wait, you guys lost?
Yep.
Let me go celebrate. Hold on. Let me check to make sure.
Wait. To Huddersfield.
What? Why? All right. All right. Let me just talk football for a minute. You know, like not as a fanboy, dude. I don't really trust Lukaku in big games. Forget about Huddersfield. Like I feel like Lukaku is a type of striker that scores against the bad teams. He'll score a hat trick against like a Huddersfield or whatever, but then he doesn't show up against big teams. He's never shown up in any of the derbies against Liverpool. I think I saw a stat the other day that in his years in the Premier League, when you consider the top six, he only scored 5 goals his entire career against the top 6 teams.
He's only young. Give him time.
All right.
We'll mold him into a good player.
Yeah, listen, I like him, but then again, I can't complain because what does Liverpool struggle against? Those low teams. So, you know, I would happily take him if he's going to score in those games. But, you know, there's something. I think that's what's preventing him from being, like, world class. Oh, my gosh, you guys did lose. I thought you were pulling my chain, man.
Yeah.
Don't lie about United losing.
You must be pissed, man.
Seymour, do you have a bunch of baby snails in your tank? Little white ones?
I woke up this morning. Right?
Which snails? Sundials or colonistas?
I said to my daughter, my snails have had babies, so I've got those little baby snails in my tank.
Yeah, I got a lot of babies. I was messing with the refugium the other day. I got a bunch of snails. I got the stomatella snails, the little ones. I see, I forgot what type of snails I have, but the ones that can flip themselves over, they breed all the time. I have a lot of stars, both the little white stars on the glass, and the big.
Extra starfish.
Yeah, I got a lot of everything.
Okay, I got a lot of little baby snails since I've been getting stuff from you, so I figured that's where they came from.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They'll grow and breed. You'll see them laying eggs across the glass. Like you'll see them.
Colonistic snails.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, as long as they're not pyramids.
Pyramids are bad, and sundial snails are bad. You got to stay away from those two little guys.
No, I got nothing's looking bad at all. But I just noticed I got a lot of snails. I just figured I'd ask if he has them too, because I figured that's where they came from.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Look at Paul, man. Paul's eating a salad. You eating a salad, buddy?
On a pastry.
3 trays of salads. Brother-in-law works on a he owns a place where they do salads and bakery stuff and all that. I don't pay for it.
Someone's listening to some soccer.
Oh, sorry.
So I couldn't.
Well, that's Seymour for the
Fish
I was
all week.
looking at the highlights. Sorry, let me mute. I thought I was on mute. Sorry.
Anyway,
Oh,
Dave,
the Badgers game's on right now.
how's the bill coming on, Dave? I've not been on YouTube or anything.
It's painted. It's not even on the stand yet. I got a yoga mats yesterday. And
Got it wet yet? Tested it.
no, I haven't filled it yet. I want to put it on the stand, but I can't do it by myself. It's too damn heavy.
Seymour, get around to Dave's.
I'll get around to it.
All right, guys, I got to take off. I got to go do some stuff around the house.
Yeah, so
Catch you
do
guys
I.
later.
You clean the house, bitch.
Yeah, I will. I will. Don't worry. Talk to you guys later. All right, bye.
The wrasse eats all the snails. Yeah, I guess so. Because I am seeing them where the wrasse isn't more than where the wrasse is.
I have empty shells everywhere. I had to top up my snails the other week. My rash just eat them all for fun.
Yeah.
Especially the ones.
If you go down during the day, you don't see one snail in my tank. I don't know where they go, but as soon as the lights are out and the wrasse goes to bed, they all come out. And I got
Yeah,
about
that's what happens. Even the little ones, you see them in the sump, but I don't see them in the display because I guess the snails, the wrasses, I have a bunch of wrasses. The wrasses pick them up. But that's why I like having that little refugium. At least they get a place where no one bothers them.
Right. But in the cube at night, it's like spotted the whole tank. It's cool. There's a lot of them.
Wait, I was just watching the highlights, Paul. Like that second goal, who was that? Daley Blinn? Heading the ball back to De Gea?
I was out, wasn't I? I was out. I said so. Oh, I was listening to it on the radio, but I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. We have match of the day, so I can catch it up tonight. I'm gonna watch it there tonight.
You listen to the radio?
Yeah, I was out, wasn't I? So I couldn't watch it.
Oh, all right.
Well, yeah.
All right. Liverpool tomorrow, so we'll see.
That's it. Don't say nothing, because you never know what'll happen tomorrow.
And we could get killed.
You never
today,
know.
City won today, but they played back, but they still won. So. But there you go. Anyway, back to Dave's tank. So what's your plans then, Dave, over the next couple of weeks with us?
Fill it with water. Got to put the sump together. I got to cut some dividers up for the sump. Billy Pipes was going to give me some chlorine, but I don't know when I'll run into him. So I got a lot of 1/2-inch glass left over from the build. I can probably make all my baffles out of that. It'll be kind of heavy duty, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And
What's your plans with it? Coral-wise?
Coral-wise, just mix whatever I got. I'll fill it up. Whatever's in the 55 will eventually be in there. The 55 may become a big display refugium attached to it with a deep sand bed.
Right. Are you going to put like GSP on the back again?
No, that's the little nano cube.
Are you
I'll
not
leave
going to put it on the big one?
What's that?
Are you not going to put it on the big one?
No, I don't want it to get invasive and, take over things.
Right.
I think it looks really cool on the overflow, but then you don't want it to block the weir, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. Like my weir just builds up with coralline, and I mean lots of coralline. See if we
Yeah,
can get
I
it.
think I would get some kind of encrusting Monty and put that on the weir.
Oh yeah, get some rainbow. Like if you look at my overflow here, see the colour line on that?
I had a little red planet that fell into the bubble coral, committed suicide. So I still have the piece, and I took some fragments of the Rainbow Monty. When I took it off the plug, there were just some little pieces, so I stuck them to the red planet coral. So they're going to cover that. That'll look cool someday. Don't waste anything, you know. Something stuck on a frag plug, throw the frag plug back in there and let it grow out. Get another frag.
My mate brought me some corals, do you know, to look after. He brought me a Rainbow Monty. I've already got Rainbow Monty, but he brought me some. A little bit fell off. He brought me some blue acros. Some accidentally broke. You know what I mean? On a frag plug now.
Accidentally, I know.
Got some nice little frags there though, Dave. You know, like some. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you've got. You know, frag right there. Some really nice acros on there.
Yeah.
All the acros and monties and all that.
Like trying to break some of my red Monties, encourage them to grow a little better.
You know
Oh,
what,
that was Lindelof. Oh man, he's been terrible.
You know what? You're right. What I was going to say, Dave, the best thing with I personally think with acro is never use clippers on them.
Really?
Because it seems to do more damage, you know, and it takes them a lot longer to grow back. What I've found, if you just snap it,
right,
it grows back so much quicker. Like I'm literally talking 2 or 3 days.
The nippers have a certain amount where they crush the skeleton before they actually break it.
Well, that's it. And I think with that damage that they get with the crushing, where you think in the wild, they'll get knocked a lot. You know what I mean? So bits will be breaking off and they're just growing. So I think if you do that, it's more natural to snap it off than it is to crunch it off.
Yeah, well, they say you'd rather get a cut than a puncture. Like if you were going to get cut with a knife or punctured with a screwdriver, it takes longer for the puncture to heal. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a clean break.
So if you're going to do it, the thing is, in mine, right, I've literally sometimes just snapped the ends off them. Do you know, like when a nice piece is growing out, I'll snap the end off. And they seem to grow even better than the other bits, do you know, the bigger bits.
Yep. Same thing with bird's nest. Just reach in there and snap a piece off.
Well, I've got some bird's nest on that frag rack. I put a little tip of it on, and it's forked off 3 different forks it's got now on it.
Yep. Like I have a forest fire digitata, and I mounted it on a what do you call it, horizontally on a rock, and now all these little heads are coming up off of it vertically, so it's gonna look pretty cool.
Well, that's what I had on mine. You know, before my Monty grew over the top of it. I had mine growing vertically. I think I've got like mine. I've got bits of it everywhere now. So I've got some there. I've literally got frags everywhere. I don't know if you can see.
So I'm gonna have like a tabling digitata.
Yeah. Well, digit, it's like me. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different coloured digits. Because I've got, what's that? Is it bubblegum? Bubblegum digitata. Is that where it's blue with red polyps and green tip?
Seymour gave me a nice little Monty, and that one's doing well too. It's like a reddish color. You there, Oral?
Yeah.
You know this?
Remember that little red one you gave me? He's about doubled in size. It looks good.
Yeah.
And what was that? That wasn't a digitata, was it? It was a.
No, it's an encrusted Montipora. Be careful with that, Dave, because once it gets settled, it grows fast and it grows over things. Like it kills the stuff.
It's encrusting because it looked to be branching. The one you gave me.
Wait, you're talking about the red?
Yeah, the little red one that you gave me with the bubble.
Oh, that's a digitata.
That's a digitata. Yeah. That one's doing good. It's got a nice color.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice color. When that's happy, that's like a nice pinkish red. I can't even describe it. It's a good color.
Yeah, and it's got a nice smooth where it's growing. It's nice, perfectly smooth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Has no polyps, but it's still a good color that stands out, though.
Yep. I like that one. I'm glad it hung in there.
Have you heard from Rico, Dave?
Yeah, I talked to him. He's been doing a little work, and he's been busy doing things.
He's going to come back with a bang.
I don't know. He's doing a little bit of construction work, I think.
Ah,
Got to make the money.
that's what it's all about, isn't it? Nothing in the world's free.
That's right.
Well, it is for us because we get free fags off people, Dave. That's how me and Dave roll. Out for now.
Hey, that could be a good thing. I was trying to think of what to do this week because I really haven't changed anything on a video. Maybe I'll just have a video of all the things Reefing with O gave me.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
I can do 10 minutes of that.
What do you do? You could just do a video of the corals in your tank and put labels on them. Telling people what you've got. That's a nice video to do because people know what you've got. So when they're looking, if you put a video on of your system, people know the names of the corals that you've got.
Well, I'd need to watch a video to know what the names are.
Well, throw pictures to us and we'll tell you what they are.
That's good.
Have you got a growth one? Have you got a video from a few months back? Just do a growth one, like then and now.
Yeah, I could do that.
I think that's one of the best ones to do because people know how far your system's been evolving.
I did a night one where I just shined a flashlight in at night and showed all the sweepers and everything. Everybody liked that one.
Yeah. If you can get your pods in that at night, rolling out on the sandbed and all that, that's a good one to do. Huh?
Yeah, I had a little bit of that, but mostly just that bubble coral that O gave me. That thing transforms every night into this horrible looking sea monster.
What color is it, Dave?
It's still kind of brown.
All right.
But I haven't moved it up. That's the other thing. Once I have the tank, the 55 really is limited because its depth. So you end up building a wall, and then you really can't put coral anywhere except for on the sand bed in front of the wall or on top of the wall. So. So the new tank, I want to try and get it up a little closer to the light, see what happens to it. But it's happy. It's happy as hell.
Yeah. The polyps, yeah.
So the new tank, I want to try and get it up a little closer to the light, see what happens to it. But it's happy. That's happy. Me. Yeah. The polyps, yeah. So the new tank, I want to try and get it up a little closer to the light, see what happens. Oh, wow. That sounds horrible.
Paul, you all right?
Yeah, that's you, Paul. Thank you. Thanks for muting him.
I thought you were gone and your computer was running wild.
No, I refreshed the stream on YouTube.
Oh, I thought you left the computer and it was just going. That's why I muted you. I mean, please don't kick me out,
Don't kick none of my admins out. You can kick me out if they want, but I'm alright. I've always come to the thing, mate. If admin wants to ban someone, they can ban them. At the end of the day, you got a spanner or a wrench for a reason. What was I going to say, Dave? A video. I know a video you can do for me. Or for everyone.
What's that?
Fritz.
Break?
Because you run Fritz, don't you?
Oh, I thought you said brakes. I'm going to do brakes today. You want to see brakes on a Chevy Equinox?
No, I want to see about your Fritz. Like what you do, how you run it, and things like that. Because again, it's coming over here. And the bloke that's going to be the distributor, he wants to give me some Fritz products. So
take them all. It's a great product. I like it.
Well, I think they're going. Is it Fritz 9? Is that the bacteria one?
Yeah.
Did you know Fritz? Do you know ATM? The bloke from ATM worked for Fritz first.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
worked for Fritz, splintered it off and created ATM. And guess what? It's the same stuff. Why?
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, they got a lot of.
Yeah,
They've got a lot of.
that's what I've been hearing too.
No,
I've been hearing the same thing. I've been hearing the same thing on Reef to Reef that Fritz is same salt as Live Aquaria.
And it's good stuff.
Yeah, I've been hearing that rumor too, but I don't think anyone has proven. It's all rumor at this point. I don't think anyone has even posted parameters to say like they match. I have been seeing a lot of threads where people have been like suggesting that. I don't use either, so I have no skin in the game, but it's just that I'm looking for proof, and so far I haven't seen any posted proof.
No, I think somebody did, Seymour.
Senai City.
I think somebody already posted some. I think somebody already posted some stats on the water.
There you go. Someone's done an ITP test on both of them at the same time.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go back and look.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, with the Fritz stuff, Dave, I spoke to the bloke from Fritz, and he said the blood guy, I can't remember his first name, not Stacey, the other one, used to work for Fritz. Then he went to ATM and then created the same brands. Obviously, he was there creating that product, and he's gone away and created that product. So, what does that tell you? He's not going to come up with a new invention. It's the same stuff.
Well, I don't know. I was sold on the parameters, and you know, I was just looking for something that I could do 100% water change. I wouldn't shock anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, because at the end of the day, Senai is going to be distributing it. Senai is my sponsor. ATM sponsor too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you guys were talking about Senai before, I thought you were talking about a light reader thing.
Yeah. Yes, that's what Senai is. Senai, that's the company, but he also distributes and all.
Okay, I got you.
So he's going to be distributing for Fritz. He also does Easy Reef and all. Do you know Easy Reef, Mastic and all that?
Right.
That's Senai. So for Easy Reef, you go to Senai. For Fritz, you're going to Senai. And Senai, you're going to Senai.
Well, I guess I bought the Fritz salt because I like the parameters. And then when I went to Reefapalooza and started talking to them, they just started giving me other things, you know, the 2-part and the magnesium. So why not? So now that I had it and have been running it, I will continue to buy it when I need to. And I think it's good stuff.
What's the price on it? Does it compare to?
It's more expensive than Reef crystals. I pay about $65 for a box that does 205 gallons.
Right. Well, I've seen the boxes of salt. I did see the boxes of salt there.
And then if you get the box, this box is just one big bag inside, so it's not 4 individual bags like Reef crystals. They do.
Is that Fritz, Paul?
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do offer the 4-bag box, but it's more money. It's almost $12 more for the box. So it's not like I'm making 50 gallons at a time either, so I don't care. But right here right here on the website, it says if your salinity is 0.25 or 0.025, you're going to get 400 to 450 calcium, 1350 to 1450 magnesium, 8 to 9 DKH, 9 ppm of strontium, and 400 ppm of potassium. And did give me his potassium kit, and I tested it, and guess what? It was 400 ppm in my tank. I've never tested it, like a mix. So, and I am always between 8 and 9 DKH, and that's where I try to dose and maintain 8.5, just because it's right in the middle. Strontium, I don't know. But I don't know about trace elements. I know I'm getting those like iron and, iodine and things like that. I know I'm getting those from water changes, but I was just looking for something I could dose in between, maybe to maintain them.
Yeah, they must do a trace element.
Yeah, but again, I don't want to dose anything I'm not testing. So
See, the trace element one, usually it's one of them where you dose like so much a day and it never puts you over. You know, like
Right.
within a certain amount of period of time. And
Says
the
the guy who had how much iodine and iron?
I don't want to know my iodine, Jesus. What was it, 570?
Yeah, it was about 1,000% of what you should have had.
Yeah, well, it should be 60. It should be 60. And mine was 570.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want some iodine, I'll send some water over.
Yeah, I could just drip some of your water in there once a week.
But I said, oh, nothing. It's not done any damage to me stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Right.
But
So-
I don't know that. It could have stunted the growth. It could have changed the colours of some stuff that I'm not seeing. Do you know what I mean? It might have done something, but physically looking at it, it's to me there's no negative effects with it.
Right.
But I'm not going to dose the stuff. Do you know what I mean? I won't be putting it back into the system.
Yeah, they have a very small kit of Tropic Marin's 4 trace elements at the store. And it's like $25. I was thinking of getting it and just playing with it. But it has iodine, iron, and 2 other things. I can't remember what they are.
What will Fritz do one day?
I don't know if Fritz has something like that. I should look.
I'm going to look now.
But the short story on Fritz, like I said, the parameters, and then the it mixes clean, it mixes quick. So those are things I liked. I liked Red Sea
Hey, Paul.
for clean and quick.
Yep.
Paul, have you tried Aquaforest salt?
No, I've got no intentions of using it. All I've heard is bad stuff about Aquaforest.
I haven't heard
Really?
anything bad. It's expensive.
It's cheap. It's easy to do, but it just seems to be negative of people.
Because
If you-
I'm on a thread. I'm on a thread, and there's this guy that he's saying that he's used instant ocean, Reef crystals, coral sea, oceanic, basically everything out there, and finally tried a Tropic Marine Pro. And he said the best one he's tried. The reason I switched from Aquaforest is that he's using Triton method, and it's the recommended. Other than that, he would not change it. Meaning Aquaforest salts.
Right.
Because I need a new salt. I'm using the Red Sea, but I'm actually gonna try the Aquaforest products and see how that goes. So
Right.
I'm gonna be dosing everything Aquaforest, all the everything but the salt. Their salt is really freaking expensive. So I don't know. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna go with Fritz or maybe with something else.
Right.
We're trying to. Yeah.
I'm seeing your link there. I'm going.
Yeah, that's the trick. Amazon Fritz. $10.99.
Trace. Okay. I'll have to get some. Amazon. Putting it right in the cart. Thank you.
So if you're using everything else, you might as well stick with your Fritz, aren't you?
Oh yeah, that's I'm a firm believer in that. Now a lot of people that say I was using this salt, I was using this salt and that salt, and now I finally like this salt. Your tank may have just come of age and balanced out. It may not even be the salt, because I don't think all the salts are that different. I know they mix up with different parameters, so find one you like and stick with it. But the more you change salts, you're changing everything.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm a believer in getting a salt and sticking to it.
You got, like, look at Rico. It's been using reef crystals forever. Tank looks great. There's nothing wrong with reef crystals.
I'm definitely a believer in sticking with the salt if you're doing water changes. But if you're like me and you're only topping the salt up just to keep your salinity level, because you don't do water changes, to me, any salt will do because you're not putting enough in to change anything.
Mike Paletta uses Instant Ocean. That's like, bottom line salt as far as I'm concerned. I always thought Instant Ocean was like just for fish only. Like you shouldn't even have coral in the Instant Ocean, but apparently you can get away with it. But then you need to doctor it
Dave,
up a little. Yeah.
What's the salt that you use? The Fritz? Is it the Reef Pro Mix?
Yeah, RPM.
Because I'm looking at Amazon and their 205-gallon mix is $75.
Is how much?
75.
Yeah, I usually go to Premium Aquatics or saltwater.com. Is it saltwater?
Oh,
Saltwater
okay.
something?
Dave, you need to delete that one out of your basket anyway, because that's for fresh water.
Oh, thanks. I didn't even look. See, I trusted you.
Yeah, I didn't even look. It's just there you go.
That's right. I bought a whole package of freshwater PE mysis pellets. I was with Austin at Absolute Fish, and he looked at me. He goes, "You getting freshwater?" I was like, "No, I just didn't have my glasses on. Let me go get the other one." Not that it matters, but I don't know.
Not with mysis. The weather is
Okay,
absolutely terrible here. Storm Brian, as we're calling it.
Oh, you guys are having storms, huh?
Mm. We get that. I think there's like 50, 60 mile an hour winds at the minute.
This is another thing. They gave me a glass and acrylic cleaner at Reefapalooza. Now, I would never buy that, but I'll tell you, it works so good. It comes in a little spray bottle for cleaning the glass. It really does the job. More so than just RO water in a spray bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're Fritz Zyme, they call it. Fritz Zyme 9 is for saltwater. And then they have a Turbo Start 900 for saltwater too. It's probably just like ATM or any of those.
Hmm.
And I guess the main company is Mardell. Is that what it is?
You check your pH in your tank, Dave?
No.
Or do you not?
Not really. I got to be honest. I really only do the DKH unless something's up. Then I start pulling out the other testers. I have a pH probe that I still have not calibrated. It's just one of those things.
No, you're right. I just seen Reef do then like out raising your pH and I'm thinking, what you really? It's one of them. What once your tank's settled down, you can just keep your eye on your pH physically just through using your KH. If that's going up and down, you know your pH is swinging.
Right. That's why I want to get this big tank off of my workbench, so I have my workbench back, and then I can sit down there and do things with the radio on. Right now, it's just a cluster down here.
Hmm.
What happened to Seymour? We lost him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seymour's always listening.
Oh no, he's not in though.
He'll soon jump in and go, whoa. So Liverpool are crap, he'll soon jump back in.
Oh, okay.
That soccer game.
Somebody posted Aquaforest sea salt, ALK 6.2, calcium 460, and mag 1440. And Fritz Pro was ALK 8.5, calcium 500, and mag 1440.
Well,
Dave, I think you sold me on Fritz, man.
6.4.
It was 4 to 450 is what I got off of their site.
Yeah, 6.4. Why would you want KH at 6.4?
Yeah, 6.2.
Constantly buffering it up.
Yep.
And they're 2-part. Yeah, I don't know if this makes any sense, but they said their part A and part B are the exact same chemicals that they use to make the salt. So you could actually, right in the mixing bucket, you could bring up your DKH or calcium if you wanted to before you put it to your tank.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get going for a bit. I have to make food for the kid. I guess I'll try to be back later if you guys are on.
Yep, no worries.
Have a good one, guys.
Fire truck's inbound. It's gonna get noisy.
Fucking hell, yeah.
I'm on the route. Fire station's right down the street, so whenever there's a fire anywhere in this area, I get to hear the sirens. It'd be good if I have a fire.
Are you going to be fixing your brakes later?
I'm fixing them. That's what they say down south. I'll get around to it. Part of me wants to jump off. The other part wants me to go get a cup of coffee and talk for a little while. A little sore from rolling the Cadillac over.
Well, why don't I shut the stream down, Dave? And then, well, say like 16 viewers. Do you know what I mean? 15. I was going to say, we could shut this down and then crack it on later and just do it like over the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give you a bit,
Right,
give you a bit of time to go and get a brew or coffee, whatever you want. And then we'll jump back on later.
Yeah, because I just want to pull the car apart and see what it needs and then put it back together and order it, you know?
Yeah. Well, what I'll do then, I'll give you I'll most probably jump back. What time is it now? 20, it's about 20 to 60, 26, 27, 28, 29. Give it 3 hours or something. 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and I'll set the stream back up, kick it back in.
About 4 p.m. here, about 9 p.m. you.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
We'll see you around 4 p.m. Look for the stream, and we're gonna shut it down.
Yep. Who's on? Is no one? Like I said, there's no. I don't think there's no one. There's people on looking. There's 16 people watching, but I don't think there's anyone chatting.
They're probably doing their stuff, listening. You know.
Yeah.
Like
right,
we
people.
should.
Yeah, good point. Right, people. Me and Dave will be back later.
All right, guys.
All right. See you later, people. So that.
Bye-bye.
See you in a bit. Dave.